Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Disney Dungeons and Dragons. Woo! I am your Dungeon Master, August Schmidt, and with me, as always, are the wonderful Lost Ones. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
That's funny.
great time last we met in Dizania. Having set off ship, some crazy religious work from Mike and Esmeralda to make the Temple of Zeus spit out all the cultists, really. Flying your way to Sumani, having some intense, of course, revelations from not only Gusto about facts about your previous life, Mike about you and Soli and like some of the nature of your future, really, in this world. But also from characters like Nemo and Barbossa starting to learn about themselves, their place in the world, and of course Nick with this new patronage and a new path that you can take going forward. All of this accumulating, making it to Sumani as this intense party coming in, finding, Chef Skinner, and completely giving the man a heart attack. Of course, only after learning he was in fact working with Hades and seems to have killed Gusto when Gusto was last alive. As you guys are sitting here, you are currently flying away. You, again, killing Skinner, Gusto putting that burrito deep in his throat. Or, burrito, quote unquote.
I'm putting that on the list.
Burrito. But really, what happened, of course, is shifting that acidic melted glass. You guys basically took a lot of documents from his desk, and while leaving, something seemed to be flying towards the building, but not seeing any of you as you hopped on your ship, which still has the invisibility on, and flew away. As you guys fly off into the sky, currently I believe Gusto and Mike are the ones that got the papers, if I'm remembering correctly. So if you two would like to give me investigation checks as you start looking at the paper, the rest of you, as you're flying, again, to give you the idea of Sumani, you were much closer up near the cathedral. I believe it's still in the group chat, and for those at home looking at the stream, you guys currently are flying south by southeast towards port area where you would find ship. Gusto?
Yeah, that's a nat 20. Welcome to the session.
Welcome to the session. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Found it. My phone was eaten by the couch.
Here we go. So, Gusto, you know this as this is a lot of legal document. You've worked with your restaurant before when you were live with a lot of these papers, as this is a lot of order forms. In these order forms, here's what you're finding. The first and most obvious stuff is orders where a lot of stuff to different armies or cities or restaurants. That's what the bulk of these papers are. But some of the documents you're finding on top, hidden through a lot of legal jargon, is there's a lot of food supply currently getting pushed to the bayou under what we know as shell corporations. But for you, Gusto, it's just to an unknown marker, just labeled, restaurant, working title, bayou, which doesn't make sense because this is food that could supply an army greater than anything currently known in Dizania. There's a lot of food being delivered there.
Where from? Or is it just kind of all
It's kind of everywhere. That's what's making it hard to track. If anyone were to find little pieces of this, it'd be oh yeah, you're shipping out from this factory to whatever closest spot. But there's a lot of places that keep sending it back in until it reaches the bayou area, which of course isn't great. But what you're also finding, Gusto, is not only these orders, there is a strange new order processing of a ship said to be currently docked in Sumani to start delivering other supplies. On the Nat 20, though, what catches your eye again, hidden through a lot of this legal, but pretty smart. I would say that you guys found it because not only you, Gusto, but Mike as well, having seen documents like this. This isn't just like your normal like run-of-the-mill stuff. This is documents specifically crafted by lawyers so that you can't find what you're really looking for. In the document, you're realizing it's not saying any of this ship's manifests, like what it's carrying, or anything about its destinations. Only that to be parked in Samani, used under the corporation for a chef's special cuisine, like all this stuff you could tell. And the main bulk of this kind of document you found is like, yes, and to be viewed by chef, under the corporation, here's all our logos, banners, here's what we'd fly. All just a sham, though. The natural 20, though, let alone all this, where you could have found some of this stuff, the natural 20 is something that marks the ship different, is this ship is scheduled for a repaint. Chef Gusto and Mike, you guys have never really been around ships, though, before. I mean, these are stuff you know about. You're not dumb. It's not like you're ignorant. But a ship repainting doesn't seem like something you would need. Especially if this ship doesn't have, like, big manifests and stuff. And so something might be up with this ship if it is getting a repaint over. And so you get basically all this from a lot of this information. Here's then where I will say you guys are going to get some sending. Gotta make sure.
Oh, I pulled the one.
You pulled yours already?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We will get to that in a second.
Ooh, mail time.
Mail call.
Mail time. Mail time.
This
is
is
the
the
morning
We just got a letter. We just got a copyright strike. We just got a...
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
and-
shut down.
And now we are shut down.
FBI, open up!
No,
Yeah.
this is the
Boom.
morning report.
I've been having my eyes on
No,
you for a while.
King.
You guys see,
I haven't seen it.
right now...
Oh.
it is late at night. So again, coming into Sumani, you guys have yet to reach the port area. Again, the ports, once you get out to more the bay area, is where then you could like duck into the water and then sail into port. Just because it's a very unlikely thing that this port would expect a flying ship out of nowhere, and it could draw attention because it's also invisible. But of course, that's up to you guys. We'll get to that in a second on how you like to dock. The notes you get coming in towards this again table. This is like a jankily put together what Phoebus like helped ask like some of the invisible servants just to make this. This isn't a really good table, but it's a table nonetheless. So it's not so much ovaline as it is oblong. Maybe is the best word to use, right? It's kind of like stretched in weird ways. The notes appearing are on scraps of paper that seem muddied and wet. We found the demon hive. It's in the bayou. We almost all died. Reinforcements needed before we can wreck those MFs. You also get... Did you mean Dumbo being cursed, or is there some other imposter we should be worried about? By the way, Dumbo's uncursed now. Finally, watch the skies. A flying elephant is a sad tiding for sad things. Please take a moment of silence. This is like, again, in a group of, it's technically like 2 different sendings that they sent out, is some of the first stuff you guys get.
Wait, there's...
Could I make an Arcana check on what they said, like what they mean by cursed and who it came from?
Yes, you may.
Actually, I can't join them.
Yeah, Arcana or just like Insight. Insight would be a little more rough because it's harder to insight things that are written or spoken.
That's in that one.
Cursed.
That's a 2.
That's a 1 and a 2.
Am I allowed to roll?
Welcome
this
to the
as well?
session.
Yeah, I'd say.
I'm there when the
That's
paper
funny.
arrives.
One.
Actually, I'd say with the natural, you're going through a lot of the legal stuff.
Okay,
Mike's not
okay,
as much, but
okay,
Gusto,
okay.
you're doing a lot of. Of the big like flipping.
Alright, that was Marlon.
Would the
going up
sendings be
email.
coming in through me, though?
The things,
know what's happening?
so some of these things are actually appearing just in the table. This is something where you could assume because the Imagineers know like where to find you guys, if that makes sense. Like, oh, we know they're using the ship and like let's see, so they're
Like, this
sending
was our
off.
war room.
So we know where to send it to. So it's not maybe one person; it's to all. Mike, though, you do get that singular message. That one does go perfectly to you. If you want to read it out loud, and I will kind of explain what it means.
For Mike, paint from the heart what could be, what could become. And then 2 portraits of Gaston.
What you see is a man you've never really seen before, only by the name Gaston because it has been signed on both sides of this paper. There is a hunchback, melted and grotesque face. Uglier than some of the monsters you work with, Mike. This man looks absolutely disgusting with red shirt and vest, black hair, stringy and melted away at half of his face, as well as like anger in his eyes. You can see that expression, with those paintings. You can see this man has anger and hate in his heart. The opposite side has the same man, same features and clothing, vastly different. You see someone confident, someone happy and excited, light in their eyes, hair and face now not melted but rather perfect. As well as, again, hair pulled into a light bun, rather well cut person. Again, no hunchback, no deformity of face and body now. But you see that this person is the same person, signed both, with that Gaston signature, or, excuse me, not signature, but title, but vastly different. And that's what you get. Barbosa. You get a message back from your patron. I'm just making sure let me actually check my note. That would probably help.
Yeah.
Let's
hope things go well.
You see
Wait.
this message written directly to you. This falls into your lap, so you can read Barbosa and choose if you want to relay the information.
Okay.
You offer a trade. My price, a job. I will give you what you want. In return, before, not after, kill Davy Jones. That is only to you. But I have to say, like, it's something that, like, because you guys see that Barbosa gets this. Kind of like how, Mike, you get that message with, like, a painting on it. Barbosa, you get a small, kind of rolled up barkish paper. Not quite unlike, the parchments you guys got, like, all in general. It's kind of that, like, wet, dampish kind of stuff. But this one was just to Barbosa. I will be putting those back on in a moment. Just because I give it a moment for everyone to read through with all the parties before we cycle out.
What I am gonna say is, I might have a job to do if you all are willing to help me as you have in the past.
I mean, you just helped. I thought I would be gone. I thought Skinner was my unfinished business, but since I'm still here, and since it seems he was connected in what you're all connected with, I'm in.
Yeah, what kind of job?
Have you heard of calamari?
Yes, I have. I was telling Nemo about it just the other day.
Don't tell the little boy about
Nemo quickly rolls off the table.
Don't
Get
tell
off
the
the
boy
side of the
about
ship.
about cooking aquatic life. I think we might have to go after bigger fish. One over the sea. Davy Jones is on a hit list of mine now.
Marlon's going to look over at Jack Sparrow.
Oh yeah, Jack. I'm also gonna look at it and be like,
Jack does it like to you. Well, you fit.
I'm gonna look at Jack and be like, this might be
Okay,
helpful.
that's enough. Like no passive insights immediately. Jack and Marlon both immediately have like a look of just like what?
Like,
Sorry?
oh, hold on.
Can I make an insight check?
A deeper insight, yes.
Can I do the same? Because I'm like,
Oh yeah,
Also-
like
And
it's
can
enough
Marlon
that-
make an insight check on Barbosa?
Yeah, he's in
12.
insight checks all around.
Oh my gosh, that's the second
Okay.
one.
16,
Marlon, this
that's
is a totally normal person.
17.
17
And I'm like,
from
hold on.
Rosa.
What?
Gusto,
Your mother.
you're looking at it in that like, oh, do they know each other? Like, what?
Who's Davy Jones?
Who? Barbosa, you were making a check on Jack or Marlon?
Kind of like a wait. Why are they connected? What's the? Why are they looking at each other? More of the what's your motive?
What's your motive? Right, the insight you're seeing is Marlon and Jack know something about Davy Jones.
Is there any way?
Lincoln just figured something out, but Gusto would have no idea.
Yeah. Gusto,
Might
How
I
are you?
ask Barbosa?
Yes.
What brought on this amazing and great decision to completely destroy my patron?
Patron. Well, first off, a patron's magic is given, but you cultivate it yourself. So who knows if you'll keep it as long as you work on it. Second, Mike, I think, cat's out of the bag. I sent a message to the lady Teodama.
Oh, this entire time, me and Sully have been like looking at the picture of the grotesque version of
yeah, so
of
Like, Did he work at a count?
Yeah, like I think
is
it's
he
like
like a model? Like this man is stunning.
definite. There's a definite glow up. Honestly, like, look, your first one. Yeah,
Like yeah,
but look at that.
Are they looking at it back? So
The-
like the
yes,
first one is
the-
the handsome one.
So is it the hump, the teeth, just the slight melt?
he would be the best scarer we ever had.
Honestly,
Sully,
no,
he's
he's
gorgeous.
he could do his own,
What a
like he
beautiful
could do
specimen.
private scaring. Like he's good enough to go into
That
a
is-
private sector.
That's
Like,
rare.
like really, like if I was that kind of body type, I wouldn't work general. Honestly, like I would go private.
Yeah, you're like
Just take
top
gigs.
scarer in the general, but
Right? This is professional work. This is
Wow.
and yeah. So eventually, wait, my
Like, the secret
Casual workouts
where's
versus
Mike's up?
bodybuilding.
He sent a
What's that?
message to my patron.
Look at
oh,
that
yes.
body.
The exact message. Yes, the one with the black mouth, frizzy hair, seashells drapes, with an offer of trade.
Yeah,
I need help finding my piece of AIDS. Jack, you need help taking care of your mistake of losing yours.
I just need my ship, Hector, and then I'm gone. You don't
Oh,
have
yes.
to worry about me.
And your claim to your lordship.
No, I'm not really too worried.
Really?
Hector, have you ever been given paid time off?
No, I guess I haven't.
Well, you see,
has a tear.
a great thing to do is when you're given time off, you keep giving the time off until someone takes over your time off, and then your time off becomes your other time off, and then you get paid for doing nothing.
He said
Hey,
complete
that's-
nonsense.
that is-
I'm gotta be honest.
I'll
As head
consider
chef,
that
I
one
follow
smile.
Mike's
It's like he's trying to tell me something, I'm sure.
Mike and Sully are like, yeah.
Okay, Barbosa would
I'm
have
not
difficulty,
looking-
but I actually understood that, so I'm like,
Jack is going to, in a slight explanation, just, why would I want my piece of 8-pack, Hector, when it only comes with responsibility? Savvy.
Oh no.
with responsibility comes authority. With authority comes prowess.
But you
But-
see, with great power comes great need to constantly have to deal with people.
Hey, that be true.
That's true.
But I asked for help finding mine, and in return, I
disagree.
gave her an offer of her choice.
Wait a minute.
She's asked me that in before she gives me any information or help with a piece of 8, I have to spear some tentacles, toss them on the fry with a little bit of seasoning.
Marlon at this point is going to Could he
wants to
cast a
be Davy
collective
Jones.
protection of good and evil on the party so he can talk freely about this?
Fun fact: there already is that slight magic due to having
The
a
ship
blessing
knows.
from Tiger Lily.
Oh.
The ship has
Yeah, if I
light
lose
level
my
because
powers,
Tiger Lily
I'm
has like
worshipping Lily next.
in a nutshell, like accepted maybe isn't the great word, but like she's allowing guys to be there. This is her holy place. There's already that light level of protection. Now, if things like scrying or if someone's like invisible on the ship, that does nothing for you,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yes, to speak freely, you could start casting stuff like light protection, or if there's other spells like Hallow or Sanctuary, people want to try.
Maybe
for.
not Hallow. Just because that'll cause me to start burning up.
Oh yeah, and Marley too. Wait, with
Wait,
warlocks,
whoa!
doesn't look great. Yeah.
I want to be a fish stick.
Nice
And I don't want to
seasoned.
become bone meal.
Yeah, so Marlon wants to, keep everything in precaution so that he can speak freely without, being fried.
Gotcha. Yeah. You definitely can cast it as the lights in the room seem to glow brighter as the doors seem to grow darker. You feel like that protective magic circling in around you all.
Everyone, I have something very important to say. Nemo, you're also gonna want to learn about this. But Dad, I thought I was never allowed to talk about this kind of stuff. I think it's high time it's time to know.
James has gone full crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
schizophrenic. That's my favorite part
No,
of
it's
D&D.
I was a crazy one.
It's worse when you become a DM and you gotta take care of millions.
So, Jack Sparrow and I have been discussing ways on how to kill Davy Jones. The whole reason why I got Nemo back was because we used the magic behind Davy Jones's back, and we got him back. He originally had me try to kill Calypso in order to get my son back, and
I shouldn't be offended by that.
I didn't want anything to do with this. I was thinking no more. It was done. So
you got the job offer to kill his, and you said no, and then you got the job offer to kill his, and you were like, yeah, sure.
we collectively know that Davy Jones is the worser of the two.
Hey,
When two evils are presented before you, you take the one that won't stab you first.
That is a good point.
and you want to know about that, Jack? When presented with the two evils of losing Elizabeth or I, you decide to shoot me.
And Hector stabbed me in the back.
You
Multiple times.
you shot
If,
me.
if anyone's wondering.
And you shot me in the chest.
And then you stabbed me in the back.
The chest was after.
But yours was first and it was a deeper stab.
Touche.
The
So-
point being.
So are we planning on killing an elder god?
Well, he does have one weakness. There is a heart that he possesses. As long as we can get the heart from him and destroy it, he's as good as dead. But we don't exactly know where that heart is.
If we're being very open, does anyone happen to know a heart of David Jones? Raise your hand.
Well, I have a
What are
theory.
the odds?
Nemo
Jack,
raises hand.
Everyone
know-
roll me a history check.
Uh,
I'll tell
yes,
you right now.
But
go-
I had a thought
go
that
to
I'm
the-
just gonna
Here,
talk
Sully
about.
will do it.
Can
Nope.
I impose
Keep this nat
disadvantage
20.
on
Harry,
myself
nope.
and
Okay, that is a
if I
Oh wait,
roll
you
well
said
enough,
history?
Have memories from when I was dead.
Sure. I mean,
Fun fact, that is a 25.
doesn't do it.
But
That
I
is-
am just gonna say,
15.
well,
So, Marlon Dice is bipolar. I got a nat 20.
That's
And
22.
plus my history.
22.
That
It
is
is
27.
21.
27. Terry will also make a roll.
We know nothing.
I'm gonna say-
Jack will make a roll.
I have an idea.
Jack done that one. Yeah, he doesn't know. I mean, that's the whole point
Anyone
of
have
the
a hold?
storyline. But Marlon, here's what I'll give you on a natural 20, which is kind of what you need to get anything. This is intense sea lore. Being a sea person is maybe the only reason you even know about a heart to begin with, is because it's that like, hey, when you live in the waters, everyone talks about Davy Jones and the whole like, oh, he took out his heart for the woman he loved, he couldn't bear it, it's why he's now him. But it's more the fact of
Octodad.
it's become a big, like, I don't want to say religious thing because it's not like people worship Davy Jones, but it's become very, like,
Cultish?
zealously cultish of, like, the heart of Davy Jones, like, looking for it. It's attracted adventurers, cultists, because it's that, like, imagine commanding Jones, Davy Jones. Oh, that's terrifying. Like, And on the flip side, for an adventure, like, what a score. Like, imagine what other treasures might be hidden with the heart of Davy Jones, which, you know, for most adventurers, they would think, oh, it's a little, what's the word I want to use? Apocryphal, like, maybe it's not an actual heart, but again, the point is that there is a treasure located there. In all of this, though, the only way to find something like that would be first to find Jones. And to find Jones means you're dead. Whether you're actually dead or you will not live to tell the tales. Really, the most story from Jones, the reason rumors are so passed on is just it's been so long that people don't know where the rumors come from, Marlon. But in all of this, that would be the only place to start in any sort of sense of, well, who better to know about a Heart of Jones than Davy Jones? In any sense of the word, just because that's the only way to put it.
But
Wait,
that's
what
like
about the
asking
one-
your mom where the cookie jar is so you can steal the cookies.
Okay, but
Right.
also,
Hey, you know that cookie jar we have, Mother? And it's like, oh, so time to re-hide it, right?
Sorry.
Sorry, here's the thing. What if the one Jones gave his heart to wouldn't know where the heart is?
Do we know who?
that's
he
Ian
is?
talking, not Barbosa.
That's Ian talking.
Okay.
I'm just saying
I
that
have a
out loud.
question, player to DM, with Marlin's backstory. Marlin saw Nemo getting put onto an altar and sacrificed, and then he heard the voice of. I told you this.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
When was this
Altar,
time?
sacrifice.
Is that?
And then he heard the voice
Pardon?
of
First
Davy
time I-
Jones after he
Yes.
saw his dead son. Do you think if
You wanna
the
sell
party
the
went
couch?
back to that altar, we'd be able to find
I
something?
guess
There's
it's.
kind of room.
Hey,
They're not
in
coming.
any good detective story, I mean, like, that's where you might want to start. Like, I'll say it, it's not in like a leading way, but it's like a, yeah, that is a viable option of like, hey, if this is one of the few times I've like heard his voice, not in like what I know is just a dream, like this was an active
This is mine.
moment, that would be the smartest thing you could do to find Davy Jones.
It's magic.
Okay.
+1.
Well, we have a lead at least.
But
But
Well, do we have to do anything else in the city? I mean,
Well, yes. Actually, we have to basically kill Frollo, which has been these guys pointing at
Phoebus and Esmeralda, yeah.
yeah, blah, blah,
Phasmeralda?
Yes.
Well, I have a feeling
Phoebus
that
and Esmeralda.
I like to
And
call him
we,
Ebus.
we also now
As
know
Rebus.
that there is a
Phasma.
important boat that is going to supply a very dreadful army with very needed supplies of sorts.
No insight needed. Everything's going to the bayou, and the Imagineers have messaged or sending to you all and told you about a demon
So-
hive in the bayou.
Yes, the bayou should be a stop, but we do still need to do things here. Also, I did get this portrait of this magnificent man, pointing at the horrifying side.
Oh, the horrifying. Yeah.
Marlin shields Nemo's eyes.
Terry looks sick. Just
And I'm unsure why. But there's still kind of a couple of things that we should take care of here and try and find out why, Lady Luck of sorts kind of dropped that coin directly on the city after we got a message from Adam saying
Yes, of course.
he needed big stuff in this city, and then the whole thing with Hades setting a religious foothold in the world using this guy. Yes.
Hey, there's just one thing I have to ask that could possibly ease all these troubles into one. What side of the seas of Disadi did you come from?
I came from the bayou.
Okay.
Be that as it may, could I roll history check to see if I remember anything?
yeah,
dark?
yeah.
Wait, I have advantage on history.
Swap.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Marlon, yes. The Bayou, Sumani City,
Yeah.
most of the waters down there are like the warmer climate waters. Whereas like you'll still have high points where like in the orc realms, like mountains will stretch upward, get colder. Most of the waters here are like the warm, temperate climates of the world. And being from the bayou, you don't know though is like how far out of like the main continent of Dizania the altars were. Because I will say on Dirty 20, you do remember it wasn't like an actual like place in Dizania. It's what kind of led you there from talking with Jones. Is it was a little off mainland somewhere.
Okay. One last question. Do we know what Launchpad was doing in the bayous? Or did he just fall out of the plane accidentally?
The last thing I'll give you this: Launchpad was on some sort of mission as well and fell out of the biplane over the bayou.
Okay.
So whatever his employers were doing there is maybe what he was there for, but Launchpad himself had no clue what he was doing there, even the fact that he flew there.
Okay, side note, I'm gonna have Nemo do a sending spell to Launchpad, but that'll be later.
Yeah, gotcha. I will say this: you guys are approaching now the ports a little like faster, shall we say? How would you like to approach? By land, water, visible, invisible?
Water. My recommendation.
Could we pull up the map of Sumani?
Definitely.
Would that be
My
possible?
proposal is by water. We go out just beyond their viewpoint, sailing.
That's
Remind me of why we're at Sumani.
Because this is the main hub for Frollo, and
Gotcha.
Frollo is the main spokesperson for Hades, pretty much.
We also.
So he cuts out his
I thought it was
Hades'
for
throat.
Skinner.
Yeah,
I was like,
just
we
for
did that.
We can leave. we flipped that
There-
coin.
So
Yeah.
we
we
cut out
want- we're
Hades'
done
throat.
here.
The rest of the body is
We
the
flipped
tail.
that
Mission
coin.
accomplished,
and it
boys.
said
We
Sumani.
got him.
Yeah.
And then we met him, and
Yes,
he said
we do.
Sumani,
Up
and
and-
then we found out Frollo
Frollo's
was in
in Sumani.
Sumani, and then we found out Adam and other people were in
In Sumani.
Sumani,
There's
and
a
then
lot
other
of
people
people
said they were
here.
going to Sumani, and so
And
it's
this
kind
where
of
Mr.
like
Incredible started.
yes.
Let's have a meetup. Oh my gosh, they can do sending to Frollo, can't they?
Yeah.
Yes, but he could reply.
He could reply.
Frollo, you a hoe.
Exactly.
He just ghosts us.
He's
I
ghosts.
like the idea of going in through water. If we do that, clarification question, because I don't know the mechanics of the ship super well. We can become uninvisible. Can we also disguise ourselves? Because if we cruise into Sumani in the Imagineer's old ship,
Disguising the boat is something the boat cannot do. The really only mechanics that this is what you can get from the party is you have an invisibility and you have a pass without a trace.
Dang.
So if you need the boat like visible but like stealthier, you know, it's that, you know, wrapping the oars, doing stuff, you have a pass without a trace, so to speak, on the boat. But if you need to just like in the sky gone, there is an invisibility spell, which unfortunately drops, of course, if you attack with the ship.
Dang, why didn't the first Imagineers think of disguise?
Oh, why did they not use their
Sorry.
wish spell
I
to
know.
make a more
I
broken
know.
thing? No, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
let them. When they found the genie and made this ship, yeah, this is
Yeah.
already too much.
I agree.
so in
This-
that
it's a
case,
cool-
I do not think we should be visible.
We'll
Because
probably just do the same thing that we did at the at
Yeah.
Greenland or where.
Germany.
Germany, and just find a place that isn't very
populated.
or as you could think, not as many people we need to worry about would be,
And not caught in any
Around.
time bubbles.
and then kind of park somewhere where we can get off easily, but also make it back to and get out easily.
Well, if we do need to have a quick escape, we could just park the boat far off into the sea, and we can do what I did in Thebes and just carry all of you into the boat.
I will say though, over the lake though, that was a short-term sprint. There might be checks involved of like really carrying people over like bigger distances. That was a smart check because it's like, hey, we've only got like less than a quarter mile. Like I could quick pick and run over the water, like or swim run. There would be enough though if you park far enough out, it could be potentially bad. It's like if you're weak or if you're not like up, like let's say if something bad happens. What I will say though is you guys have this map again. It spreads off the corners of the map where a lot of just like towns and houses come from. Sumani City, this kingdom though, is very jam packed. Most of the blue buildings are high rise offices, workspaces, factories. The red buildings, also higher but not like maybe as big, are stuff like hotels, inns, like businesses. There is what's called the Merchants Row, this kind of like center alley where a lot of stuff, like it's where you'll find, like, unlike the ship port, which is, obviously by port, a lot of the smithing, fisheries, general merchant supplies, and just north of the port is also what's known as Heroes Walk, where you'll find a lot of buildings for, like, people applying to be, like, a super or, like, trying to, like, get their start. It is also more the Cape, where further off as you guys fly, there is what looks to be like a private-looking mansion, as well as something in the field below, but it's very dark. You're not entirely sure what it could be right now.
I would suggest we find in the warehouse district, like, an empty warehouse, and either just land and destroy the roof so we have the walls, or we just park it on the roof.
I'd
And
say
have,
on the
Do you think there would be a factory or warehouse big enough that could just fit the whole ship inside?
If you all would like to make investigation, this will be like a group investigation of using, like, going up to the crow's nest for Nick, Gusto looking at a map, Mike maybe a telescope,
Can I do
different things.
perception?
23.
Perception, yes, I will allow perception.
Can I do passive?
Oh yeah, because you have a higher passive. Because that's a 19. Sure, yeah.
22.
22,
23.
19. Alright, pretty good.
23, 19.
24.
24.
We got 22, 23, 24.
Well, I rolled low, but can I just go with the passive?
Yeah, what's your passive?
For investigation, it's 12. Perception, it's 13.
Cool.
Keeping it from at least failing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Terry, Sully, and Jack also helping in on this. You guys find a pretty decent looking building that is actually not too far away from the water. To give you the exact idea, it is in the same district as the Chambers of the Council of Princess, just much more eastward, that first block in. So as parking above, this has a big rooftop access. You see this warehouse office building doesn't seem to be in big use. But one of the main components is this seems to be a place that has a large roof with a wrap around, like, walk going from, like, top to bottom, about those, like, 8 stories. Because the office building itself seems to be more like a rentable space. This isn't like one building. This is something where people rent in and out. Because right now, this time of night, there's no one here. But even just looking in, it's like, okay, this isn't any one corporation. It's a building people may come to, and it's more for like that, oh, here's a really nice office space you can rent out. Look, we've got this lovely little walkway. So it's got, like, full-on stairs up to the roof even if people want to go, but all you have to do is park above, you drop down. No one would be able to get to the ship even if they walked up to the roof, and that's even if people are renting the space right now.
Question. Does it look like it's currently being rented out?
Currently, there's, like, little signs of like, okay, maybe there's a paper or two on a desk, or like, oh, look, that conference room looks a little muddled, maybe someone's in there. But opposed to, like, other big buildings, like, you pass, there's some buildings for, Chef Special, there's some place for DeVille Incorporated, there's a place for By and Large, the letter N. Like, some of these bigger buildings that, like, definitely are being used, or definite warehouses, but like, around all those, their roofs are, like, just for, like, roofing, right? Like, just gravel, tons of, like, smoke pipes or different stuff. This is probably the best place you could have found.
Let's go.
While we were looking around, could I have been observing, or maybe even just asked Esmeralda and Phoebus if they knew any places that does, like, painting of ships? If that would be in the dock area, or...
Oh, for the to find the other ship.
Yeah,
to see
because
what's
if it's being repainted, it should at least be somewhere near there, I would say.
you know, in a dry dock.
What they would tell you, just based on their, like, I'll call it, like, passive history, or, like, what they already just kind of know about the area, it would be there's a bigger shipyard. There's, like, a little, like, launch port down by the water far at the end of the Cape where new ships can either be, set to sail or brought in for, like, painting, repair. So if this is a newly purchased item or something that they're purchasing to paint, it would be there. You guys have read. I will say this though, it is now coming very late. It's about like 11 at night, and so if you want, you can start doing stuff, or you could take a long rest now, waiting to the morning.
I see. We sleep.
Yes.
Because at this point, we haven't taken a long rest since.
Have to take a long rest. So some of you have used spells and stuff when
Yeah.
scaring Skinner. Some have done little things.
Yeah.
So this would refill spells.
I don't think
on
it's
it.
urgent enough that we can't afford to take a night, to take an evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone feel good with that?
We can just sleep as long as we need, and then we can head out
Only thing I'm gonna say,
before light.
I'm just gonna start. Barbo's thing. Before I go to bed, I'm just gonna see if I can do a quick prayer to you. And I'm like, things go well. We have a heading. Things should be good.
You want to make a religion check?
Yeah, I was originally thinking it's like a role play thing, but sure.
Sure.
I'd be bad modifiers.
I can try and see if I can get a lead tonight, and then we can have a way to.
Yeah,
Flip out.
Marlon has aspect of the moon, so he doesn't need to
Ooh.
sleep. So he could
Sure.
do some reconnaissance
You want
with
to
you.
come with me?
Marlon, want to do a recon mission? Yeah, that sounds perfect.
I would like to use just my background feature of criminal contacts.
I
Awesome.
shouldn't use mine because that means I can get away with petty crime.
Yeah, don't. I can steal.
No, like not pay for meal at a tavern, break down a door.
Steal.
Forgot to add memories from a past life. What's
You're
that?
trying to use it. Not for like
mind.
in the moment religion check. Yeah.
Are we awake from the long rest already?
That's
No,
cocked.
the longest is about to happen, but
Okay.
Nick and Marlon can do a bit of investigation.
18.
18. Not great. I'll still make a roll though. Yeah.
Got it.
Nick and Marlon, you guys slip off the deck. Down the ropes again. Lovely like walkways. There's two on either side, the east and west, that kind of just like ramp down to like different office spaces, but do lead completely to the city level. And it's not hard to just jump a quick chain link, like carry Marlon, just walk over it basically.
Yeah.
This place doesn't look like well guarded, but again, it's more like there's really nothing to steal here. Like Nick, it's that classic. If you've cased a place, it's like this is just a place people could work.
Yeah.
Like this, if you're gonna steal, it's gonna be from the banks or from the places, and that's more of the north end of the city by like the cathedrals.
The rich stuff.
The north side of town.
The north side.
While we're moving around, I just want to make
I'm
just a couple of Arcana checks while we're moving, see if I'm getting any pings like
yes,
before.
yes.
Oh! When we get to the bottom, can I just divine sense?
Yes, you may.
I have advantage.
Find sense that gives you a good 60 feet.
6 plus 7, 13.
13. On a 13, you're looking around, Marlon, getting to be nothing currently. The city seems pretty quiet. I will give you this. So, Sumani City, again, the gem of the south is also its other names. Like, city that never sleeps. There are still lights. There's people still walking around. Like, it's the nightlife kind of vibe right now. While you try to just ping Marlon, nothing really in the city. The city does feel that innate magic, as most Dizanian continents and countries do. Nick, as you divine sense, you are not feeling any fiend, celestial, or undead, which is important. So around this building, especially like towards the entrances, everything seems pretty safe right now. But you're
I was like,
far
hold
enough up,
Right.
far enough up, and
And I
Marlon,
can tell.
yeah,
that it's
I'm like, so it's not like, and Nick, you know, it's like, oh, this fish seems fiend. Oh, right, because you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Wait, yeah.
That-
Oh, that's an anti-tank rifle!
Oh, it's an
Oh,
anti-tank rifle.
Anti-tank rifle.
So iconic.
So where would you guys like to go? Right now, you're again in this more like southern part of the city.
I think to the cathedrals and places like that, and then just
Gotcha.
ask around to the seedy, shady people.
And if there's any cultists around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys start walking towards the cathedral area.
Alright, Nick. Everything's gonna be okay. Just need to be very, very sneaky.
As you guys walk,
Now we need
A fox carrying a fissionable. Fun fact:
Yeah.
you're not even the weirdest people down here.
Thank
Sumani
goodness.
is one of those places where everyone who wants to be here is going to come here. So there's like your classic. You've got half orc, you've got dwarf, you've got tiefling. Everyone's in and around, and so hey, fox with a fish, why not,
When I
right?
try to overhear some conversations, I do have a linguist.
Yeah, I will say. Here's what I will give you: if you want to make a linguist check, or like more of an investigation, there is stuff you're going to get with both of your passives. Just naturally going through big cities, there's stuff you can hear on the ground. In walking through, you're hearing a lot of people talking. First and foremost, about the attacks on the different countries. You're hearing a lot of stuff about how Agrabah, the Dwarven nations were attacked. The Dwarven kingdoms, of course, being to the east of here, it's one of those bigger, like, the dwarves got, annihilated by some dragons. That's not great. What do you think that'll mean for the economy? Or like, hey, you think we'll get some refugees here? But as you're going through, the other stuff you're hearing is about how, oh man, and it was crazy. It happened right on the Day of Love, that big old holiday we had a couple days ago. Crazy stuff. I hear, it was actually in conjuncture with like part of those other rumors. Most of the stuff though being that base level, like, hey, we had that holiday a couple days back, and that night the attacks happened, as well as not much yet, but you guys are starting to hear rumors of, the closer you get to the cathedral. So you think he's really like a man of the gods now? I mean, that I would say if you die and come back to life, that must prove you found a good god to follow, right? Like, that's a big A+ in my book. Because a lot
They
of
got a point.
Gusto's
I don't know.
agnostic.
Gusto, I don't believe in the god.
Antichrist and the Messiah. Nemo.
Right, but like
That's amazing.
Nemo's
Because we
Jesus.
worship Nemo. Every single campaign, I swear, that's the same dynamic. The atheist, the Antichrist, and the Messiah. This time I'm not the atheist.
But again, because getting closer to the cathedral, people that are around there, of course, are talking about this building that basically appeared the day before the holidays and the attacks, but how it's been nothing but welcoming. Again, like, a lot of the rumors you're starting to also hear are like, hey, they've got like open door policies, you can get food and a meal and a bed there. It's like, back when it was first open, they only were really open for like worship and service. Now, like, Furlough's again letting people in. Seems pretty nice.
But you gotta sleep in the crypt.
But you gotta sleep in the dungeon. No.
Can we go and check it out?
Yeah. Coming up to the cathedral again. From what Phoebus and Esmeralda even told you when you guys kind of first flew by, this place is a beautiful work of wood and stone and glass. Really, the only change has been the stained glass portraits around, which are now images of like people passing, not like gory in any way, but again, like their souls being taken to the underworld, seeing Hades welcoming them, a giant symbol of like a beautiful skull, just like where a lightning bolt once was in the main portion.
Are there any rumors going around about how I peed on it?
Not yet, because that's still actually kind of like within the past couple hours. What you guys are seeing though is as you walk up to this is a beautiful temple, many stories high, the tallest thing in the city, really. But like the rumor said, which are true, getting to the front door, the doors are wide open. These grand double oak doors. Inside, you're seeing rows upon rows of pews, because there is a first set of doors, a second set which are also open, where this first kind of hallway you see stretches like off to the left and right, which is where a lot of what look to be like these clergymen, kind of like you saw in Magencia, people in these robes are carrying like books or like talking with other visitors, down to these rooms which again, with passive visitors, you guys know, yeah, that's like special prayer rooms or like offices, because like, yeah, it's a temple, but people need places to live.
Is there any like important writings or scripts?
Yes, what you're seeing is coming inside, or you don't even have to walk inside, you can kind of see this from just outside. Rows upon rows of silvery wood with blue like stuffed pillow upon it. These pews stretch forward all the way in this giant statue, which seems to all be very new. This may have been like a different renovation. A giant statue of what you could assume Hades, in simple robe, a flame atop his head, all carved out of stone, with hands reaching outward like this. You see though, a bunch of people are praying in front of the statue currently, with like many more like in the pews around. There's no one standing at like off to the left hand side. There's like a raised podium where you could assume someone might give like sermon. At this time of night, no, there's no mass or anything happening towards midnight, but still a lot of people are here. What you see though, Marla, again, a lot of these people are holding the pamphlets that you saw before. A couple others, every so often, clergymen are walking out of like what you can't really see outside, but like there might be doors far in that grand hallway, like chapel, off to the left and right as well, of them coming by with what looks to be the same kind of book.
Can we read the pamphlets and book?
Yeah, it's not hard at all. Again, most of your guys' passives are helping with this. You're easily enough to get like a pamphlet from a clergyman passing by. The pamphlets are the same from what you saw in Magencia. The only difference, though, is that there is a added portion that now seems to talk about Claude Frollo, with like a simple portrait of him with like a tear down his face, and kind of like a blurb, shall we say, of, once a man who strayed from the light of the gods has now seen his sins and come back, through the power of Hades, is changing his life and dedicated himself to the helping of all. Which you guys don't know a ton, but you've heard the whole stories of the dude turned to lichdom, tried to kill everyone. I mean, you saw him when, again, he encountered you guys way back at that inn back in Athens.
Yeah.
This stuff makes me sick.
I don't know. This Hades guy seems kind of cool.
You're following another patron.
I'm joking.
What? Oh.
Now, I do have an idea. What if I cast illusionary script on all of the pamphlets, adding one more margin so we can spread the word about something else, about all of these cultists?
It depends on how magical this area is. If any of these clerics or priests find out that you cast a spell, they might be able to track you down and catch you. I'm just saying, if you do it, give me fair warning so I can get out of here first.
I think it's worth the risk.
What would you like to start a rumor about? A threat, a warning, a label, guidelines,
Hades can't
the Ten Commandments?
I am the God.
Illusionary
of
script
Abraham.
is really nice because, again, if you cast it, you would want you might have to go in and find where the pamphlets are coming from, because it'd be hard to like get one and pass off. Just because getting in, if you were to take like a lot of time with a lot of the pamphlets, making like a simple margin where with the spell, like it says, you can make a message that to anyone you don't want to read kind of seems unintelligible, but to anyone who can read would see a hidden message. So you could say like anyone but so and so, or this kind of group of people. But the problem is, of course, it's finding like where the pamphlets are coming from.
Are they not just coming from the cathedral itself?
So yes, they are coming from the cathedral, but like
You'd
the
have to find, like,
clergymen
printing
have like
press.
maybe a couple on them at a time. You would have to find like either where it's being printed or like the mass storage of them to be able to really start putting them on a ton of pamphlets.
Can I grab a person, clergy member?
Sure. You grab a what seems to be kind of a lizard folk person, again, very scaly, more like slit eyes. As they're walking through, you see, yes.
Hi, I have a party coming up, and I need at least 500 pamphlets. Where can I get to the storage area?
Make me a deception check. Yeah.
That's such a dumb lie. A party that you're
I
gonna
got
hand
a
out
party,
religious
and I want
pamphlets.
all of my friends to get pamphlets. We're Jehovah's
We're baptizing
Witnesses.
everybody.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna use lucky because that was a nat 1.
Okay, using lucky.
That was an 8, so 17.
17.
It's a slanted chair.
Um,
You should get a more flat surface.
Like a dice roller.
You see just You want a pamphlet for a party? How many people?
500.
500.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
people.
lot, so I need to get as many as I can.
Well, definitely. Can I get your name? We can make an order for them. It'll probably be easier just to order off for you.
That's true. I want to make sure that it has all the right stuff, and I don't want to. What kind of? You just have one pamphlet?
Yes, of course, the pamphlet, the message of Hades. I'm so glad to see one also so devoted to a god of love and of life,
Hey,
to
you know what I
want to
mean?
spread that to his
As a fox, I just love life. So, what? I tell you what, that sounds amazing.
Yes.
But I don't want to cause any problems. I can go pick it up.
Oh, well, no, we don't worry. We get them delivered to the cathedral, and then from here we send them to the other temples of the world. So we could meet you here with some pamphlets. Let's say, well, oh geez, I'm not the pamphlet guy.
No,
We
for
usually
sure,
get
for
them
sure.
about every other day. We got a shipment today. So probably in 2 days' time, if we get, I could run along past the information for you.
Would he be weirded out if I talked?
You don't know yet.
I'm gonna stay silent.
Because you are a normal fish.
Yeah.
So you just yes. But yes, what name should I put it under? And would you like to pay now? Pay in the moment?
Put it under Phoebus.
Got it. Okay, Phoebus.
What's his last name?
Phoebus of Sumani?
Phoebus of
Captain.
Captain. Phoebus Captain. It's a pen name.
Oh yes. All right. You writer?
Yes.
Oh, what do you write?
Religious dog.
Religious documents.
Hey!
Well, yes. Phoebus Captain. For let's see, 500 pamphlets. We usually write. So yes, about 50 gold for the lot.
We'll take
Ooh,
the
that
vote.
is quite a bit. You know what? Probably just make it 100. I'm trying to save money.
100 pamphlets.
Yeah, just 100. That'll be 10 gold, right?
Well, what about the other people at the party?
They'll share.
Oh, okay. Yes, sharing is caring.
Exactly. We're going to hell. It's
Okay, so
it's a lot of life and sharing.
10
guys.
gold
Yes.
pieces. Again, we print them at cost. We don't want any extra funds. This is merely for the people.
And again, I don't want to cause any more trouble than it's worth. I can go pick it up because I don't want you guys to have to go get it. Come
No,
back.
please, my brother. We want to help you. That is why Hades has given us new life and new chances.
Damn it, August. Perfect. I
Yes.
will. Sounds good. Here's that 10 gold for you.
Ting, ting, ting. You pass it. He says, yes, of course. Please meet me. What time in the 2 days' time? Shall we say? Well, the orders usually arrive about noon. Does noon sound good for you?
Sounds perfect.
Perfect, of course. And remember, Hades is there for us.
Hades is there for us.
Yes, of course. Well, yeah,
Speaking of which, I'm new to kind of the Hades thing. Where would I go to talk to, like... Because I know this Frollo guy. Does he talk to... the
yes.
gods and
Oh, he
stuff?
speaks at least 3 times a day. Of course, he is resting right
Three
now.
times?
3 times.
Holy, that, what
I
an
wish
amazing
I were
man.
that devoted.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I want to cast illusionary script, make a fake religious text that he has written in his pocket.
Wait, in Nick's pocket or
In Nick's pocket.
Okay. You make a fake religious pamphlet of
That's from Phoebus Captain.
Yeah.
Phoebus
I'm gonna
Captain.
be like, oh,
Wait, but
Can you-
but of what god?
Oh god, yeah.
Well, I was thinking
Or
that
just
you
a
would
bunch
like
of
up.
gods.
be a reviewer of gods, because you said you were
Oh,
new to
yes.
the Hades stuff.
So
right?
to make it look like this is an actual like credentials is
Yeah.
the best word to put it.
Credentials
I know
of
the
Phoebus
author.
Captain.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm like, could you give this to him and say I have a few questions and stuff as I want
Of course,
to.
I'm
It's going to be
passionate.
I'd like to
unintelligible to him, but it's going to be readable to Frilla.
I would love to compare notes, and I'd like to, because I do a bit of news articling.
Oh yes.
I'd love to get Hades in the news,
I would. I hate it. Well,
or Frollo, whichever
Frollo,
one.
yes. I mean,
Whichever one he's
Hades
comfortable
loves
with.
us, but he doesn't have time for each of our souls. That's why he
Whichever
sent
one he's
Frollo to help
comfortable
us.
with. Do you think he's the same guy? Whichever one he
Yes,
likes.
I will give this
No.
to Claude. You might be able to catch him as well, but I will definitely pass this along. Yes, he has, let's see, 10, 2, and 8 are really the times you can catch him here.
Perfect.
But again, he speaks to the masses, as that is the message is for all.
I think probably if I could have a talk with him tomorrow at 10, I'm sure he's heard about me.
Yes,
probably wanna
come
talk to
tomorrow at
Phoebus
10.
Captain.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
perfect.
you.
Yeah, here's that for you.
Takes the credentials. Well, have a wonderful, blessed night.
You too.
This
May Hades be with you.
and with yours, and with your spirit. Walks into the
I
cathedral.
would love to stalk him.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check. Marlin, you can put away your stealth. Being a tinier creature, you can just kind of be with Nick for now.
Okay.
Okay, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Easily shadow stepping behind of that like walking.
Oh,
pretty
I
close.
have the invisibility. What am I doing? I go invisible.
You step into the shadows. Boom. As you turn invisible, like
Fuck.
holding the crystal ball again. This being able, you slip inside the jacket, so it's a little bulbous, but again, you're invisible.
Exactly.
You watch as this.
I want to see where the note goes to so that I can get to the factory.
You follow as he comes in. He goes in, not to the main chapel, of course, turns right. As he walks down this long hallway, eventually, quickly turning left as it expands into more like hallways. You see, it's kind of like an atrium-esque where like there's multiple levels going up with little stairs. As he walks in, he takes the stairs, goes up 3 levels to about that 4th floor. Walks to an office space. You see a rather peculiar looking female, like red hair. You think maybe half elf because one of her ears is a little pointed, the other one's very rounded. It's a little misshapen, or unsymmetrical, just in that sense. But what you see is this man comes in, very briefly explain, like, oh, a religious author would love to speak to Frollo. Kind of like putting down the order form with the gold. As this woman is writing out the order and how he wants to talk to Frollo, she's, well, you're gonna have to bring that up with scheduling. I mean, he's very busy, and you told him to come at 10. That's when math starts. You're gonna need him to come before 10.
Oh, yeah. I already said 10.
But you see, she's like, listen, it's getting late. I'm about to head off. If you want to just try to catch anyone from scheduling before they leave, I don't know. They might have someone here. To which the man is going to walk down to 1st floor, goes all the way around to the left side, from this right side, 4th floor. Left side goes up 2 stories for the 3rd floor. On the 3rd floor, finds a satyr. This is like taking a long while as you guys are watching
So
too.
while we're watching him, could I cast prestidigitation in the religious work that I made up inside, kind of like a bookmark notes
Ooh.
type of thing?
Oh, can you change it to 8?
Oh yeah, I definitely. could.
Sorry, 10. Wait, so what were the times again?
So he
10
meets
to
with
an 8.
people at 10 to an 8.
Yeah.
Let's do 8. So then we
Okay.
have like the day to kind of buy supplies and stuff.
Yeah.
And then fight him. Hopefully.
So change it from saying like we'd like to meet at 10 to like 8 p.m.
Also, I'd like to add a bunch of symbols of different gods and patrons that I saw
Yes.
from the tattoos on Facilia's body, knowing that,
Oh!
and knowing his symbol of his god, knowing Tiger Lily's symbol,
Lots of stuff.
knowing
Calypso.
Agatha's symbol, knowing Calypso's.
Really, it helps verify what would look then like an actual.
And I'm gonna add some like simple notes, like ruler of the ocean ? Stuff like that
Yeah.
with every symbol.
Eventually, this man finds a like closed office space. He's just missed him. All right. Takes this note though, slips it like under the door. You see, just I might go find some food in the cafeteria before I leave. No, it's been a long day. I might just I think I'll just go nap. I'll just go nap.
Go nap at midnight.
Yeah.
Are they all insomniacs?
This
I
dude,
think they're
no,
nocturnal.
you actually see like this may be a nocturnal creature.
Yeah.
So like this lizard folk may be more nocturnal. As he just
It's like, what do I do with my time?
as he heads down, he eventually will leave out to head off into the city to his own apartment.
Okay, so we missed the caravan to get to the.
Miss the office time for like the scheduling, which they would be the people. Because again, it's you're asking them to schedule an appointment with Frollo.
Could you try to pick the lock?
For what?
He slipped the papers under the door.
But don't you want the papers to get to them?
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought he was like missed them, and then he slipped the papers under the door to Frodo's
Yeah.
office.
No, this isn't Frollo's office. This is the scheduling department. So like,
So-
hey, this is for them. Like, because like, there's enough written. Like, hey, my name, when I'd like to meet. He just kind of put it there, so like in the morning or whenever they come in,
Yeah.
they'll see it, and
First thing in the morning.
yeah.
Alright.
So
I say we sleep out here and then follow them.
Okay. I was thinking we would split up, leave me in the scheduling office so I can move around papers and
Like
stuff.
on a desk, so they're like, oh, we got a new fish.
And then
a fish with
I
tattoos.
I could just
this is
blend
sick.
in.
Well, I mean, you don't see the tattoos unless you're using magic. You look like a clownfish most
Magic
of the time.
stone to like add a little bit of like gravel to my bottom, prestidigitation to have like a castle thing for decoration. I could do that. and
Jeffrey
you could-
again.
And
Keep
you
finding
could go
fish.
out and keep following the guy into his apartment to see if he has anything at his apartment specifically to worship.
I'd kill him.
You could.
I'm kidding.
You could pass off as him.
No.
Take his identity, raise his kids.
Nick's about to be
No,
Nick
that's actually
Wilden.
if you want to try to like
And
quickly
do
pick the door and like set up Marlin as like a sleeper agent fish kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could work.
I'll love to do that.
John Lennon.
Good heavens.
Do I
So
need to
what
make
do I do
any
to pick the lock?
checks?
Yeah, so here's what's gonna happen. First, you're gonna make me a sleight of hand check.
30, 20.
Dirty 20. That
Rolled
beats the
11.
DC.
Dang.
This isn't like magical in any way, shape, or form. It's just an office. You go in. There's about 4 chairs in this certain office space. You see as you place the bowl, like trying to like make it look like it's supposed to be. Yes, casting magic stone. Like
Illusionary script as a note taped onto the bowl. Got a new friend, and then like a colon and D for a smiley face.
yeah. Yes. Perfect. Marlon, you are deep undercover now. And you can take
double
your long
passing
rest
trace?
in the office
cannot
until
be
they
stopped.
arrive. Is the idea?
All right, so all my spell slots are filled up now.
Yep.
I mean,
That'll fill up.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to track this dude through the city?
I want to find where Frollo sleeps, and I want to track this dude and find where he sleeps.
All right. So I will
Actually,
tell you.
would there be any benefit to following him? We already kind of got everything.
He might have
Yeah.
something in his apartment.
Like something
Yeah,
with
you made a
for
point.
Hades.
Something for Hades.
This was just like when the clergyman here. So it's like if you want to follow, maybe
Oh,
he has
he might
other like.
know. He might have somewhere on his map where they print the pamphlets.
But he said he's not a pamphlet guy.
He's not
He
on
doesn't
campus.
know where they.
He
He's a missionary department, so to speak. Of like he's the kind of clergyman to go out and like hand out the pamphlets, talk to people. Do
Well,
that
then he
kind
would
of
have.
stuff.
phone
Wait, I
numbers.
divine sense. Can I go to the main clergy room and divine sense for Frollo?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the main like big open chapel. Definitely.
Great side.
And then after I locate Frollo, I'm gonna follow that dude.
Here's what you can do. You guys watch as you walk into the
I'm
like.
gonna be invisible still.
Oh yes.
Can I roll a? Because I only rolled once.
Yes, you're gonna. You're definitely gonna want to roll because like there's not a lot of shadowy areas.
Okay.
Most of this invisibility works best in the shadow.
19.
19. So sticking to the sides of the cathedral, like opening into the big chapel area, Nick, slipping in again. Even at midnight, a lot more of the nocturnal nightlight. These are people, Nick, unfortunately, that look kind of like you. Not in the sense of physical, but you see, these are people who are unsure of their lives. You see people in both nonverbal and verbal prayer of just asking for forgiveness, questioning their life's choices.
Damn roasted.
It's, I mean, this time of night, you're finding it's the beggars and those that would usually be turned away during daytime that just need to pray. Where do you want to divine sense? Because, like, going in, there's the 2 doors at the end of the chapel. There's, like, the big podium and, of course, very center, but, like, all the way at the end in front of, like, simple glass window is a big old statue of Hades.
Where would kind of the
living quarters be? They'd be farther to the end.
The
right?
living quarters may or may not be like by the doors, if that makes sense. You know,
I mean,
like
I have 2 uses. I can do it in the front and back.
yeah. So you could do it at like the front door and the back door.
I'd like to do that.
And you can try.
And can I also talk to somebody and be like,
Nick,
hey?
And then you could
you
try.
divine sense at the front door. You know, open
Oh boy!
as you divine sense around you, you're not feeling much. Below you, you feel undead and fiend moving. About 40 feet below you, lots of things are moving.
Got it.
As you're sitting here, that's what you see. Again, just at the front doors. And it's below you and more forward, like into the chapel, if that makes sense, like forward. Not much like behind you. In fact, behind you, again, invisible, standing in like the shadow of the doors, people that passed, all normal. You're not getting anything on that divine sense. But as you're going, oh, is it locked or is it? It should be unlocked. There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah, just crack a window. You feel this. Things are in front of you. Would you like to move through and then do another divine sense at the back of the hall?
Yeah.
The back of the hall, you walk below you and again in. So in that kind of like triangulation sense, whatever fiendish and undead presences are there are below ground underneath this main chapel.
Do you have
Off to
Any
the
message for us?
sides, like the 2 side doors, there's one on your left and right again by this like statue as you come to these back doors. Nothing kind of to the sides or above you. Again, it's not like a perfect range. It's a good 120 diameter, but everything seems to be below.
Got it. I will get to that later. Can I grab a person and be like, hey, I'm kind of new to this Hades thing. What does he offer? Or like, because I know Zeus is like Ares is like victory and strength in battle. Hephaestus is like great forgery and stuff. What's Hades kind of deal?
Is it like just a patron or a clergyman?
I'm gonna go with the patron. More my style.
Patron. You see this dude sitting there, like bandaged kind of around one ear over the head, who is just praying, just kind of looks just. Where'd you come from?
Outside, just like everyone else.
Right. You don't know about Hades?
I know about him, but I don't know that much.
He's where we go when we die. I mean, we got mortal souls, and when we pass on, well, it's where you go forever. And with Hades, if you pray to him, it gives you good graces. You can, die knowing you're not going to be tortured or put into prison for the rest of your life.
I see. I think I'm gonna pray to Hades.
Oh,
Sure. What do you want to pray for? And how would you pray? This is important. It's like the what and the how.
It'd be very relaxed. Hey, what's up, man? I'm not gonna give him a name. He probably knows it anyways. Hey, how's it going, dude? Just thinking. So it's. I'll ask that. What do I pray for? How do I pray? What do I pray for?
To Hades, like in
No,
the
no,
or
The guy, the band-aid
oh,
guy.
you should just you pray for forgiveness to let him take you in. You want to be taken to Elysium, the good place. You don't want to go anywhere else. It's not good. It's not good. This dude kind of goes back to rocking and praying.
Okay. I'm gonna say, hey man, when I die, I just love to not go to a bad place. I don't know if that does anything. I've done a lot of things that I need to be forgiven for. And if if I guess I need to, if I need to get forgiveness from you, then I'd love to get forgiveness.
You don't feel any response.
Okay.
Like you look up, the statue is unblinking. It's got this weird like thin smile, just that open expression. The eyes don't seem to register anything. I mean, it's just statue, but also in your heart. Unlike when you met with Hephaestus, which felt very real, there was almost a tangibility to this god. This feels very just open.
Weirdly homey. All right, I'm gonna go follow the dude, this lizard guy.
Cool. You're gonna have to make me though a pretty good, just because it took a little bit of time to like do these quick senses and prayer. Make me a tracking check, which we're gonna say is a survival right now, of just like getting through the city and following where this dude could have gone.
I get +3. Where's my dice?
Where to go?
Throw down a rope. Catch him
Lucky.
by the neck.
I got. That was my last use.
That's
8.
Fudge. It would have been 13. There's a nat 22. When I
There's
said
a
that.
You see though, going through the city, he's already gone.
All right. Can I wait outside and wait for any other clergymen to go home?
Sure. After a moment, you see what seems to be a normal-looking woman, tiefling in appearance, walks out and seems to be walking away from the temple.
Perfect. A target.
What?
All right.
You're gonna stalk a woman
I
to her
stalk.
home.
This is. Oh, we got.
I mean, I'm gonna be invisible. No one's gonna see me.
Oh, that's
that's worse.
Don't worry, she won't know I'm there. Oh,
It's all
wait.
a hustle, sweetheart.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
please, I can't do this.
And you're dressed like a pimp. You're wearing
You're
Cecilia's
dressed in this
clothing.
purple
like-
suit. Oh, this looks terrible for you.
Woman.
You're gonna really hope no one sees you here, Nick. This looks terrible.
Phoebus gets a call as an official police officer.
Hey,
Hey, there's
sir,
a
we got a box.
box.
We got a rapist following a woman home. She doesn't feel comfortable.
Wait.
Here's what you can
Oh,
do.
I just leave the
Give
guy.
me another survival check of just tracking through the city.
Survival.
Survival.
21.
21. All right.
So you successfully stalked a woman.
Shut the hell
Logan, I bet you feel real big right now.
You
huh?
bet you feel good, don't you?
I want to talk about it.
You basically, again,
Man,
tiefling
the
woman
ladies love
walking
me.
home.
Why don't they date a guy like me?
The Nat 13 does not condone.
We
any
do not
stalking.
condone any of this. Please don't stop.
Where are you?
There's like
Yeah.
some kid at home, like, dang, I was gonna try that.
No.
Well, now that they say I shouldn't, so please respect people.
I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Except for woman.
It's not gonna work.
Trust me, kids at home. This doesn't work like this. Nick, again, full slipping through the shadow and alleyway,
Oh, I love this
following
one.
this clergyman, full like walking. I will
I like
say,
doing a
Nick,
little
every so often
dance.
you're like, it's for a quest. It's for the great good. This is just purely
I'm
business.
not doing anything weird.
Purely business. I feel terrible about this. This is just information.
another one for the quote.
Reconnaissance. But following this woman home, she goes completely eastward, as you probably could assume, to the more residential areas. Following through, she hits down pretty far, actually. You almost think you're near the ports. You kind of hear the ocean, like, rushing to what would be like that light seawall. It's not a ton, but, like, you know, it's enough. You eventually find yourself looking up at about a 3-story apartment complex. Nothing to write home about. She walks up, first story, one of the... Chat is terrible tonight.
Fuck you!
Why don't they like nice DMs like me? As you watch...
I was just thinking, I was like,
Are
is
you
chat
typing
saying
for
anything? Is like Sam and Esmeralda and Sam and Shelby watching this? Like what?
This person walks into room 116. Doors lock, light goes on in the window. You wait.
This is Walt Disney.
All
Dang it,
canon.
another one.
I peep through the window.
Give me a basic stealth. You're still invisible again, keeping that like suit active. Gosh, this is.
A freaking peep check.
Yeah, it was a peep check.
You're giving me too many quotes.
I got a
It's
nat
such
20.
You are invisible.
Nick's done this
Yeah,
before.
it's-
Reconnaissance.
It's like, is she in the shower? Like,
No, you see,
This is
I got a
anime.
29
This is
total.
actual
to
anime.
peak.
you are just
This is
as
awful.
you sneak through. Nick, again, it's all professional. Disney.
Stop laughing.
This is chat. Disney harassing women, even in fan-made productions. Nick, though, again, pure recon. You look at again. She's like kind of making like dinner. You see, walks into like a back room. This is like a simple one bed, one bath kind of apartment. This Tiefling comes after about like 20 minutes, just goes to sleep. Like makes like a quick food thing out of this ice box they have.
is it chef's?
It is chef's. Because it's like you do that quick fire cantrip, heats it up, eats it, goes
Back
to
on the
bed.
ship, Gusto's eye just twitches and he doesn't know why.
Somewhere in the world.
It's happening.
Um,
So there's no like secret plans or maps.
you don't
or
see any
anything?
plans, maps, books. This looks like a totally normal apartment.
Wait, sticky notes with phone numbers?
What?
Sticky notes with phone numbers?
Yeah, that.
There is a board with like pinned paper on it.
Can I see it from outside?
It's got theories for her
No.
D&D game.
August. I break in.
Give me a
Can I keep the nat 20?
thieves tools check. No, that was just to like look around the room. You're getting a lot, but again, the paper it does require having to like be closer. It's not like well written papers that
This
are pinned.
better be
I just
good.
want
I
to see how
swear.
far you go for
I'm
this.
very curious to see what happens here.
It looks like her blanket actually has something written in it.
27. Wait, that's bad.
You door slips open, not a sound. You slip up to the board. This board has a couple things. It has a work schedule, which seems to be most night shifts this week for the Notre Dame Church. It's got a takeout menu for a chef special in Sumani, is what it is called. And you see a couple like house numbers. But unfortunately, I will give you this. They seem to be pinned next to like the schedule she has with like names. Probably like, oh, if you need a coworker to cover, or if like you need to send a message to a coworker.
So I can't track them down.
Oh, you could.
That's another one.
You're just gonna go break into
I'm
another
gonna break
coworker's
into
home?
like 20 people's houses tonight. All right.
That's our session
I go break into another house.
All right. You have in total on this board. I'll make a quick roll.
And can I commit the like schedules and stuff to memory
Sure.
in case we need to like?
You can quickly write down like, okay, this is her schedule. This
And
is...
for the
What would infest
the Gusto thing,
Oh yeah,
can
for
I
the
take it off and like hide it in a corner?
yeah.
So you're gonna let her know that you broke into her home.
When she can't
She's-
find her takeout menu.
Well, she wouldn't think that of her.
Nick,
She'd probably
there
be like,
are-
broken man.
This is for you.
There are 3 addresses out of. There were a couple, but it's like some of them are like
Ooh, 3
pretty,
more break-ins.
are pretty vague, so it's like you wouldn't know the address because like she wrote down stuff like, oh, because I already know the street number well enough, I know just to go to this apartment. Like, so there's not a ton of great addresses, but there are 3 like well written out.
Okay.
Which one would you like to go to? 1 is close by. 2 are basically back near like the shed.
You're dead, Jackson.
I'm gonna make sure that I leave everything as I left it,
Yeah, sure.
and I'll go to the
no.
closest one.
Closest one. The closest one, a couple blocks away from the seawall, a little more northward. You walk up. Just based on passive, no one is home.
I break in.
Give me a sleight of hand.
17.
17. That beats the DC. You slip in. As looking through, this apartment is a 2-bed, 1 bath. Oh no. Chat just clipped that. So I break in.
Yeah, I'm already.
Thanks,
doing it.
chat.
We need 5 new followers for a random encounter.
We need
No, please. I'm alone.
Right
I
now
don't-
we're in Nick's scene.
While Nick
He
is
sees
in his
Judy
scene alone.
Hopps.
Nick, you break in.
I'm gonna use my
In this
phone
board, very similar. There
What
is
if I
like,
get caught by Judy Hopps?
there's a board like pamphlet work. This seems to be a gentleman's apartment, or someone more masculine presenting with
God.
clothes. Nothing.
God!
Just looking through. In breaking in, it's a lot of the same. Simple. It's like it's got a schedule. It's got pin times. It's got like some takeout menus. This has like maybe some light reading, like light novels. Nothing religious though, based more just fiction.
I tried the other two just in case.
All right, this is gonna go well into the night for you, bud. Ooh. You find the next two. These are very close together. The first one, what? Here, go ahead and make me just a general. Sleight of
Can I keep
hand
the nat
and
20 for stealth?
sure. This is all what because these are same schedule. These are people to take hers if she can't. So either it sounds like they're either like close enough to her shift or like on her shift to be like, can you cover me even if it's your day off? So thankfully, these other people aren't home yet.
Perfect.
Is what you're getting. The next two apartments, as you're seeing, again, don't seem to be anyone home. What I will give you, though, is make me an investigation check for these two.
Oh.
That's good.
Dirty
good.
20.
Dirty 20. Nick,
My investigation is
in
not as good as my
one
perception.
of them, you find the black book that a lot of clergymen seem to carry. This did yield results eventually.
Ah,
Because August is
August,
being kind.
guess what
Be
I'm
very
about
kind.
to do?
Hmm.
I'm gonna break in!
You break it. You see the book again. Make me a quick tools check. Sneaking in.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Or
20.
22.
Opens the door. You see the book on the table. You can pick up this book. This book is entitled Spreading the Word.
Ayo.
Preach my
Alright,
gospel.
Can I flip through it?
Flipping through, Nick, you're getting that base summary of, like, look for people who seem to be in need.
Yeah.
Invite them to the nearest temple. Find broken temples. Set up. Do like a lot of documents of how to start like temples in broken temples. It's kind of gross in that sense of it's like instructions for where to look to like set up churches and temples because it's like look for places without other godly intervention. If other gods or temples have formed, find somewhere else.
So I'm assuming that they're looking at a place in town to make into a temple.
The cathedral.
Can I guess or find where that is? Because they have the cathedral.
They have the
They
cathedral.
probably have another place that they're trying to.
There are
build.
two other temples in the area
temples
you
that
know
they're making.
that haven't been formed. One
Okay.
is a temple, an old temple of Hera. The other is a temple of Artemis. The Artemis one, you know Artemis because it was kind of across the street from that first lady you followed home. Like her apartment is close enough to like this old temple of Artemis, but again, broken and burnt down that no one knows. So it's like there's that one and there's the temple of Hera, which based on like when you guys were passing, it didn't look too damaged, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Chat's clipping a lot of stuff tonight.
Oh, how do you clip stuff in chat? I'm just asking for a friend.
Hey chat, have you clip?
All right.
Clip this.
Does it have anything? Does it talk about sacrifices or anything?
This.
Or raising undead?
Clip this.
Nothing about raising undead, but what you do see is this also has a list of like basic spell work. What I will give you is you're not a perfectly perfect spellcaster. Again, just now starting patron.
Yet.
It's something though that when you look through, this is stuff like spells such as like a sacred flame, a spiritual weapon, like, things for like in case of protection is what it's under, right? Like these are your basic. If people try to hurt you under the name, here's how to protect yourself. But there's stuff like spiritual weapon and sacred flame.
Can I copy it down?
Yes, you can get enough of the base stuff. It would take a while to full copy a spell, though, if that makes
Okay,
sense.
I'll steal the entire book then.
Cool. Take the book. With that, we're gonna cut to everyone else.
That's
Yeah.
all for me.
Yeah.
Next day.
How do I
You
wake
fold
up?
in the eggs, and then it makes a really soft dough. And then after that, all you have to do is let it rise overnight.
Eventually,
and
like
then
Nick, you get back way late, or were you gonna go watch over when they arrived?
Sure, yeah. I'm gonna be taking the day off.
Nick,
gonna
I
take a
do
level
need
of
a
exhaustion.
Constitution saving throw. It's like even though you get enough rest, there was still so much you were doing last night that there's the possibility it's too much.
4 plus some things, but
You do have a point of exhaustion
All
with that. Like, you had to be at least a 12 to not just be like complete. So like leveling your exhaustion, there's an official point of exhaustion, which again those go away once you take a long rest. But it's that man, it was such a long night.
Get to the
Oh,
ship.
I'm not feeling
Sleep.
great.
yeah.
I don't
What
want to
time
talk
is it?
about
It's like 6, 7 right now.
6, 7 in the morning. And again, watching for no one's shown up yet for Marlon. It's like Marlon, you're still having a lovely little sleep in your fishbowl. We're gonna cut back to the ship. You guys wake up. The rest of you.
So, Mr. Gusteau, when do you put this stuff in the microwave?
I need to get to bed at like 10 or 11.
I'm probably there too, kind of like learning
I'm just
about
gonna be
human
looking at
cooking.
Nemo and be like,
So what's that about
You see a
calamari?
blood vessel pop, and you're like, you're made out of cardboard.
aren't you dead?
The paint bubble pops.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have to sleep for a full 8 hours because Warforged take sentinels.
Oh, yeah, same here because of.
I think I've just been up for a couple of hours, like before everybody else.
Okay.
Like, cooking a ton of just.
Could I
great
just
food,
join
like,
in and
breaking
watch
in the
because
kitchen.
of the
All of you can watch because again, none of you are like chefs in
No,
your own right. So this is interesting to be like,
No, because the reborn also don't need to
oh yeah,
sleep
you
for
don't
the
need sleep
full like.
either. Yeah.
So I'm like the first one, like, so how does this work?
I'm like, how does what work? As I've cut, like, in the time that it took us to say those 2 sentences, I've like prepped an entire pot of soup and like quick
Just-
raised some bread with like some crazy arcane like chemicals.
Yeah, like
That.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I turn around and I have a full sheet of like prepped burritos for tonight.
like oh,
How do you
every
get to
time.
be that
absolutely
good?
going
Is it
insane.
just practice? Is there? Did you sell your soul?
No.
You guys see
Anyone
though.
can cook. It's
uh,
easy. You just have to learn how. Here, I give you my fillet knife, and I'm like, you're a man of the seas.
Hey, I know how to fillet fish every once in a while.
Perfect. I
Prepare
throw
hard.
like 10 fish at you.
All of you can look. You guys know enough that like Nick and Marlon were going to like do a recon. Eventually, as
They
you
weren't
all kind of,
sentient.
it's actually you guys aren't technically like at the table. You're like down in the kitchen,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
more on the.
Could Nemo do a history check on the fish they're gutting?
It's not xenocide.
Oh,
if
what?
they're
What
not
is wrong?
sentient.
I mean, he was there when they're
Nemo,
talking.
you can
It's not xenocide if they aren't sentient.
remember,
No,
kid.
Base.
Gross.
Oh.
Oh no.
So that is going.
I want to know all that chat
be-
said.
Chad was having a field day with you.
That's a
in good
23.
23. Not Mr. Skills. No.
Gil.
Nemo, it's that weird sense of, oh, these are other fish. But they're not like me? I mean, it's not in a
They're
bad
not
way, but
talking fish.
it's that weird, we got one follower.
I'm making
70
an alt account.
alternative accounts. Do not make alt accounts just to
You
trigger.
fool! The fish
But
comes
no,
alive.
yeah, thanks for the follow, though, of course. Nemo, there is a different. It's kind of like in that terrifying Humans and Apes, where like you would never eat a monkey as a person because it's like, oh, that feels weird.
Oh wait,
But, like, and so as a fish, I'm never gonna eat another fish willingly. But it's like, oh, I could see how other creatures, like if there were other predators that ate monkeys in the wild, like it's one of those horrible, like, oh, circle of life, Disney insert. It's that weird thing of like, oh, I guess I unfortunately see it. But yes, you guys see Nick and Marlon are here. Sully is up as well. He's kind of on top deck just because it's a little cramped for him below. What would you guys like to do this morning as you're all waking up?
So,
besides like cooking.
Nick and
stuff?
Marlon didn't return last night.
No.
I think
Nemo's gonna try to look for his dad.
I'm probably. I was
Yeah.
probably
No,
arrested.
okay. Godfather instincts are gonna kick in.
Well,
I
has
will-
anyone seen my dad?
No,
Say
he
we see
can't.
my dad.
He can take care of himself.
Say, I
See
think
him, my friend.
we should take care of things. I might want to look for him also to get a few things ready. Want to join?
Sure.
Godfather instincts taken. Take off my hat.
Yay! We're back in the hat.
I think I'd go as well, just because, like, there's nothing for me to do on the ship, basically.
Does anyone else
And
want
if
to
we all
come with?
had
We're
breakfast-
gonna find
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
dad.
Well,
The
Oh,
best
and also that
breakfast
fox
any
guy.
of you have had in a long time.
Well, the other thing that I'd say is I think we should stock up on anything we need while we're in town.
I would, maybe today's not the day for it, but I do want to
weapons.
do some
Let-
poking around. in
What do
the
you think
cave.
my plan was? I still haven't bought magical armor
Better
for
cooking
me.
Please.
utensils, but also like better weapons.
know.
Because
Yes.
my stuff sucks.
No.
Weapons, cooking utensils, the like.
Inject
Cool.
that magic
You
stench
guys
into my
can go
veins.
head out.
But while we're leaving, I want to cast
That's heroin.
clairvoyance on the ship, see if anyone tries to loot it or anything.
Ooh,
That's
Give
clever.
me
smart.
that ping whenever someone comes.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Jack is staying just actually, should he? Maybe.
What about Terry?
Terry's
coming with, so
Oh,
is
dang it.
Sully. Jack might head out. You see, he's gonna like head to the ports just to like check out the ships. Again, he's still looking for the pearl and misses his own ship. Like, it's not like he doesn't like you guys, but there is always that like, have your own space. You cast clairvoyance, so no one can loot. Phoebus and Esmeralda are gonna stay with the ship today as they are having some serious talk, like more of like
They're having
marriage
marital
counseling.
issues.
DTR.
The
No,
invisible servant summons a couch. You're like, now how does it make you feel?
it's more like they're actually talking about what do we
What to
want to
do,
do?
yeah.
We shouldn't just run in because this is a big thing for us. You guys can head out. Make me a brief history or investigation. Tell me which one you'd rather do. Do you remember where they were going? Okay, Mike, they were gonna go check out the cathedral. Last you heard.
18.
Marlon. Mike's
History.
covering y'all. He's got you. Marlon, you awaken as you hear a key in a door. As someone walks in, you
Oh
see
my goodness! Oh, act natural.
as this strange you see more Loxodon person, like quite bigger,
Big ears.
enters in,
Elephant?
Big
kind of looks
ears.
around the office because he sees everything, sees you, kind of looks around, picks you up to see no normal ears,
Rats.
but you see looks up, kind of looks at you, looks at the note, shrugs, and then looks down quickly, goes and picks up the paper that was left. You see the Loxodon just kind of reads the note, thinks, and is now going to walk out.
Could I?
I'm gonna trail him.
Yeah, because you're there too, but Marlon, you're in the office
I can't really move.
without.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would look very conspicuous with a tentacle drawn.
It's okay. I'll come back to you and give you the address of the factory,
Okay.
and then you can break out.
Can I do? Yeah. Nick.
They're just in a caravan, right? Or is he gonna walk?
Oh, this dude's walking because this is back in the offices. You could have found a corner spot in the cathedral just to clonk out as best you could. The Loxodon's going to walk back towards the main chapel area. Give me a stealth check just to follow them real quick.
Sorry.
Shadow?
So I have disadvantage now because of exhaustion.
Yes, you do.
Can I be invisible and have a flat roll?
Yes, invisibility can give you a flat roll.
Nat one.
It's not one.
You're invisible, but you're just bumping it. Oh fuck! Ow! Ow!
You walk along. At one point, the elephant stopped. You didn't realize he had stopped, and you walk completely in. Turns around, doesn't see you. Is somebody there? Hello? You see the trunk reaches out, starts sweeping.
Yeah, I back up. I'm gone.
This dude, you back up.
Like, are you fully giving up on the run?
Well, no, because I'm just getting away from him. Like, fa.
I need you. Okay. You
Like
can
dexterity,
see-
acrobatics.
Would that be a
something.
disadvantage?
You can see that stuff. You can see.
You're not murdering
He is
each
going to
other.
cast a spell.
Oh!
Wait, is he close enough to me?
No,
No,
this
'cause
was
you're in
like
the
he had
office.
just walked down the hallway around to
Yeah,
go
counter
back
spell.
out. That's going to be.
Well, then he would
Counter spell
definitely
seems
know.
counterproductive.
I guess that's true.
Oh, he has to make a attack roll technically.
Can I dodge?
No, this is just like an immediate. He has disadvantage because of the. You see a spiritual spear, forms out this like bluish flickering arcane spear. Foom, foom, sweeps all the way, misses you. You like duck and lean back
Ah!
as you see. Turns and keeps walking. Do you
That's
want to
strike
keep
one.
following?
Yes.
Could I just make a perception check just to see what's around me?
Yes, you could.
This time I'm not gonna be invisible though.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look like a follower of Hades. Plus, I have the black book.
You do have the book.
I have a black book and a pamphlet.
What clothes are you wearing?
And heavy eye bags.
Facilier is probably right.
You're currently wearing Facilia's purple.
Would that be a problem?
It
Do
looks a
people
little
think you're
strange.
Facilier?
Also, you have deep eye bags or you're sleep
Like
deprived.
you look tired, but it's like if you have the book, if you want to try to deceive him, just be like, "Yeah, I'm a member of the church."
Because it's just Sumani, right? And purple's
Sumani.
kind of Hades color.
You can try
It's
it.
more blue.
His is a little more blue themed. If you want to try it and just walking through, the elephants like already the Lockstone's already made it all the way to the end of the chapel, and you see he's going through the left door.
Yeah, I'm gonna be invisible in the cathedral, and then as soon as we get outside, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be normal.
Cool. Invisible in the cathedral, but like turn normal outside. Invisibly, you keep following. The Loxodon walks up a set of stairs. You see walking in, like walks up a set of stairs, which you could tell is like maybe above the chapel, into a more open area. Takes another set of stairs. Start going up far. Like you see, like this is where a lot of rooms are. Probably that like clergymen who need to live here would live here, but there's not a ton of living space above the cathedral. Eventually,
Was I able to catch this area with my divine sense?
no, a little bit. This area was pretty open though, from what you found last night. Like going up, didn't sense
No
much.
suspicions.
But eventually, you do make it to a point that would be above your divine sense, above that 60 feet. The Loxodon though levels out about here. It's about like 80 feet above maybe that
Oh,
chapel.
gotcha. I mean, it turned out I had 4 uses of divine sense.
Yeah,
I
'cause
used it one last time.
you could use it one last time. Boom. There's something strongly undead in the room beyond you.
Got him. All right, cool. I'll take mental note of like where it is and stuff. Can I
Okay.
write it down? Because my history's not gonna be too great.
Yeah. Like, go up the stairs to the left. Yes. Like,
Oh wait, I wouldn't need to roll history for it. I had keen mind. I could have just. Oh, I
if Barbosa, the keen mind would help in the
Yeah.
sense of like, oh, I remember that. But yes, you can take a moment.
Marlin is.
Scribble. I'd say like probably the closest thing is the book. So like maybe on like one of the inside covers or like a page, just like
Yeah, it's mine now. So.
yeah, you got it. It's yours.
Property of Nick Wilde.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in.
No, property of Phoebus
Captain
Captain.
Phoebus.
No,
Phoebus
Phoebus
Captain.
Captain.
Phoebus Captain.
Phoebus is so screwed when he comes back.
Or is he watching the stream right now?
The Loxodon you see enters into the room. Like knocks, you hear like that affirmation. The Loxodon enters in.
Wait,
as
is
you
this
write
for
down.
the pamphlets?
The pamphlets and the meeting?
Oh, he took both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Good.
After a moment,
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna back way up. I don't need to see Frollo. I just need to wait for the Loxodon to come back. Fuck.
the doors open.
Who's your backup character?
Yeah.
Judy?
You see
That would be hilarious.
a robes billowing much more flesh now than you remember him. Frollo has suddenly opened the doors
I-
to his office.
My immediate reaction is to get behind something.
You like find like a pillar, slip behind.
And tell that creepy man behind the pillar to stop following me.
Let's go to the
Here's
club.
what you find, or what's about to happen.
Where'd my
I'm just
phone
checking something on him real quick.
Can I prepare reactions?
He does have that. Interesting. You see, as you slip behind, if you want to make me a quick stealth versus his perception, because you can slip behind, but he is like opening and looking around, and you get the horrible feeling it's because he might see you even if invisible.
Yes, true.
Oh, there it is.
Did you roll a nat one again?
You need
Roll
a
a 5.
You need a better surface. It keeps sliding.
What's your
14.
14?
Ah! That was...
Sees you. Go ahead. Let's roll initiative.
Run in,
here.
run in, run in.
Oh, this isn't great. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is gonna be just.
Come on!
Nick and Frollo. Frollo got a,
8. 8, August.
He's going to be acting first on a
Wait,
9.
what about the elephant man?
Your
Uh,
dexterity is
the Elephant Man
+3.
is not in initiative because he's still in the office. Like Frollo, like
Oh, I did more
walked.
balance.
This is just
Okay,
Frollo.
yeah,
Like,
you went
this
balance.
dude
I
like
should've
might walk
probably
out in a
gone
moment,
more
but right now
dex,
technically isn't in
But I
initiative
kinda
because
like
he
having-
was doing stuff in the office. Like, oh, here's this. Frollo personally just walked out. So Nick, you are
I don't have any
right
luckies.
after Frollo.
And you have your level of exhaustion.
So do I have some react? Do I have my reactions?
No, as- this is like starting initiative and just that natural Frollo's acting first.
All right, do what you wish.
Chelsea's lines for everything.
Here's what we're gonna do. He's got some stuff.
This is not great.
Ooh, he could do that.
Sacrifice.
This is what you get for stalking unawares women.
You're giving me too many quotes.
Oh my gosh, he can do that.
You can do what?
He has power word kill.
If I could, I'd help you, but I'm kind of stuck where I
Yeah,
am.
you don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's going on.
So because I had the divine sense, though, I know that he was coming. Oh, I had disadvantage on initiative.
Oh,
Is
God.
initiative a
I rolled
skill?
a 5 and a 6.
5 and 6. Yeah, it is.
Jack of all trades applies.
So
Expertise. could
here's what's
apply.
gonna happen.
Do I get my luckies back?
Oh, when you
It
long rest.
resets on a long rest.
Yes, you do.
Wait,
I didn't long rest.
Oh, but you didn't long. Thank you. Yeah. You didn't get a full long rest.
not the rules lawyer, but
How many hit points
I
do you
worried
have?
myself.
Yeah. You see.
Did I take a long rest after the kill heart attack thing?
No, that this is still within the
This is
same
still
like
within the same night.
12
This is
hours.
the same day.
Okay.
Frollo looks at you and casts Power Word Stun.
Oh,
You
thank
have
goodness.
below 150 hit points.
Done.
You are paralyzed, invisible, but paralyzed.
Okay.
We are basically out of initiative as he just boom. The
What act?
Loxodon
Ah.
walks out just a few months. Is something wrong, Your Grace? I see. Not at all. Turns to Loxodon. Please set up a private meeting in one of the rooms. I would love to meet with this Phoebus captain about, let's say, 8 o'clock after the mass. You
Okay,
see
that
Loxodon-
worked.
I'm gonna.
Yes, sir.
He'll
The
know who you
Loxodon
are.
walks
So-
away as the Loxodon
I'm not
exits
Phoebus.
down through.
Yeah, but
You see, though, Frollo. Yes, we shall have a meeting. Phoebus captain looks at you again. You are completely stunned. Frollo walks up to you, just. You couldn't think of any other name?
Got your attention, didn't it?
Wait, I have to make sure. Oh yeah, you can't talk right now. You're completely stunned.
Oh, I can't.
It's a full. Think
0 point energy. Incredible.
0 point. Yeah, or like Harry Potter with like full Petrificus Totalis. It's like you can see, you can look around, you can't talk, you can't make noise.
You
can't
when Harry gets curb stomped.
When
by,
Harry gets his nose broken. And, yeah, you
curb
see
stomped
though.
By,
Give it my foil, not your-
On his save.
So You want to have a meeting with me? You've made quite a name for yourselves. Taking Facilier, stripping his clothing. It's been a moment, but I still recognize it. What would you like to know, young fox? Why we're here? Well, to spread the good word. His head kind of moves aside. What do you know? He's going to cast another spell on you.
Okay.
Yes. Please make me. This time you can still do even when stunned. Is a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
Is it a skill check?
Oh no, this is a saving
No,
throw.
it's
not
only
a
skill
disadvantage.
checks that are.
Yeah, only skill checks. Saving throws you
Saving
still
throws are
have.
good.
It's just those immediate skills.
You get +3. Okay, so I rolled a 10.
13. He is.
Unlucky 13.
He is nat 13. He's reading your thoughts, just kind of looking through. Sees like last night. Sees everything.
Nick!
He.
Why
takes
did you stalk those women?
The book. You see as he takes
You
the
know what?
book
This is fair.
from
This
behind.
is fair.
Just. Oh. Stealing is not accepted in the house of a god. Puts it like into his
Does
own
he have to
ropes.
concentrate on 2 spells?
Detect thoughts isn't a full concentration. Last I checked, let me quickly check something. Maybe this might help you.
Please.
No, so power set isn't a concentration.
How long does it last?
That's what I'm checking. Instantaneous. Makes concent. At the end of each of its turns, here's what I'm gonna say. So if you would like to make me at this point a Constitution saving throw, you may.
Good, because he was doing some things and stuff. Could I have made a few before he came over and started doing?
Also, you
thoughts?
can make 2.
Come on! Come on, baby!
2
Marlin dice!
Is it Marlin dice?
Marlin dice! Marlin dice!
Give me the box of
Marlin
deals!
dice!
Oh, this is
Box
what
of
to do.
deal!
If you can break out, this is big. First con save.
I can't see it.
It's a natural 2.
So you see how like the
It was
2 and the
close
8
to
are
the-
like both next
Yeah,
to the
very
20,
close to the
and it was
20.
kind of like going like
Very
this,
close.
like it could have.
Doesn't beat the TC. He's gonna say
I'm
a
never
few
rolling
more
that dice
things
again.
before
Maybe
you can
it's
make
just
another
me.
one. You see, he just goes,
Yeah, I'm gonna aim though.
"Do I send you back to your friends, or do I help the good cause of Hades?" He's gonna make a check. Hey, bud.
What sucks is I did so much heavy lifting.
You did
and
a
it all
ton.
went down the drain.
All about to go down the drain. He's got.
Nick's back, baby. I was doing good, but his bad rolls are back.
He's going to cast. Let's see. You are an unwilling creature. I need you to make
Unless
me
you say yes, Dad.
a charisma saving throw. After which, depending on what happens, you can make another con check.
I rolled a 13 plus 3 is 16. You want me to make the con save too?
Nick,
Or
You
does it all
see-
matter?
you have been a thorn in our side.
Would I be able to even sense this with my?
No, it's
You,
fine.
if you're
perception or
even
arcana?
with starting to go around, unfortunately, by the time you would like
I can't-
be
I
close
can't
enough to
talk.
sense, like, because you have a range, like your little pings, that
Yeah.
natural warlockian sense, it's not going to be close enough until.
I have an idea, August.
Yeah,
What does it take to activate the sword?
the keyword. It's a verbal
You
thing.
have to speak.
Never mind.
Speak is the only problem. You see, he turns to you, just. Can't have you messing up more of our plans. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out what looks to be like a tuning fork. You see, as he turns to you, sure, chat, I'll give that.
What? What did you chat say?
Chat's reminding me. I mean, you've got a god in your corner. We can try a divine intervention.
You got some heavy ammunition in your camp.
No.
It's Nick. I'm not gonna get
It's
any bones.
like
At least
there's
punch.
always a
Yes.
base level
See
for
who
divine
I
intervention.
am.
Nothing. Nick,
Just
you
know
see.
that I am.
Dum, dum, dum. I'm going to roll a D10, re-rolling a 10. You're about to find yourself in a plane of hell, my friend.
Wait.
Wait. It could be good.
Come on.
Have to re-roll that. That was a 10. So.
Oh! Oh, it's gonna be a 9. Beat this.
It's the 9th layer of hell, so it has to be a 9.
What layer is yours?
It's a 9.
Number 3. Come on, lucky 3.
What was it?
Lucky 3.
I have to think.
Was it 9?
It was not a 9.
Am I in the same plane as like the Imagineers?
Are you with the monsters?
No, the
Hey, Nick.
Imagineers are in the mortal realm.
Yeah, what's up?
How's your Saturday looking?
Oh.
What time?
7 to 10? Saturday session?
Because I have SAO that
Yeah.
time. I can talk to Josh.
Talk to Josh. You're being transported to the 7th layer of hell, which, fun fact, is the exact layer the rogues are in.
We need to do fire to this. That's your leaving.
And so you're going to appear in the middle of their initiative. They just started something, and so time-wise, you're...
Do I get a long rest on my way down?
You sleep as your body's being ripped through the layers.
Come on, August!
Fuck me, that was not 20.
Yeah!
It just moved, but it was a natural 20.
No. I believe you because the
Yeah, no,
the 18's right next to the
18,
20.
2, and yeah, no, I just rolled it, it hit off. That was a natural. Sure, you can take a long rest before heading down to hell.
I'm
we'll
throwing that
we'll
in the
figure
list.
it out, even if you can't show up for a long time. But because they could help you, they're a high-level party. But
You're about to jump into a high-level combat, my guy.
you're about to jump into one of the worst combats there.
Don't worry, I have Lucky again.
So
Yeah!
this is the equivalent of doing a speedrun wall clip where you go to a very later part of the game.
If you find Frollo, you can actually clip down to the
Wait,
7th
what
layer.
happens if I help with the combat and I gain experience with them?
You're gonna get a shit ton of experience, my guy, if you don't die.
Ayo, could I go to hell?
That's what happened with Nemo.
That's what happened. Yeah, Nemo,
Yeah.
level 1 that showed up for an insane encounter with Sully that Nemo basically cheesed. I'm like, this is gonna be a great experience.
Yeah, he teased it.
Nemo cheesed it. That was not supposed to happen.
Cheese it with your god.
Yeah, Chad's like, oh, Rick, you got transferred to the Troublemakers department.
Wait a minute.
Because, fun fact, their group name is known as the Problem Children.
That's actually hilarious.
Nick, you're about to just jump down. We are now going to cut away.
Okay,
Boom.
leave.
Are they? Yeah, see you guys.
No,
I'm
you
gonna head out.
can
Bye,
stay.
man.
You can stay.
What? Are any of the people in the rogues in chat?
I'm betting on it.
Currently, I don't believe so. You can tell me in chat if you are. I'm not. I don't know.
Just a full-on surprise.
You should just
We'll
be.
talk.
You're like 20 minutes
If it was
away from
anything
the
else, it would have
bathroom.
been bad. We might have had to do an out of session roleplay or things on what to do.
Yeah.
But you found. I mean, there were a couple options. I mean, if you found your way
7.
3, 7.
The Imagineers are in hell.
The
right?
Imagineers are in 7, or the
The
rogues of the
Imagineers are
Imagineers, the splinter group of the Imagineers are in the 7th layer, which was good for you. There were a couple other layers that might have done. I won't say well, but there are certain layers that would have obviously been more deadly than others.
The planet's all ice and sea.
Where well, it's more like without revealing a lot. It's like there's friends or foes in different layers, and there's of course just layers that are more dangerous than
What
others.
level are they?
7th level, which is
Seventh.
Malbon. Oh, what level?
level
Like
is a party? Yeah.
the highest level, there's, let's see, 19, 19, 19, as well as a
You're gonna
17, 17, and an
Swolled.
18.
I was. I'm more worried now.
You should be
You're
very
screwed.
worried. The-
I'm level
The
7.
second you show
If
up,
they
you
look
need
at
to
me wrong,
hide.
if they look at me wrong, I'm gonna die.
What have you done? No, we do come. Zarwin, Nick doesn't come back. Neither does the Loxodon.
Is there anyone else in this office?
No, the Loxodon. This may have been like the dude that shows up for the early morning shift.
So-
No one else has come in yet.
One of the things that before I left, could I have like talked to Marlin?
There wasn't a lot of time. You kind of just followed this Loxodon dude before you left, unfortunately.
If I make it back fast enough, I can help you guys
Make
out.
it back fast enough.
Could I make an investigation check?
Yeah, dude,
Just
you gotta
see
turn
what's
this
around.
action into your session.
Anything important?
Focus on
Yes.
getting
Don't
run into
I feel
Frollo.
bad because I took up so much
Actually, can I-
time this one, and then I'm
You're
gonna take up a lot
be
of time next time.
Hey, that's the game. I didn't know what else to do. But all of you
Playing the game.
are almost to the cathedral because you all were heading that way.
I'm sweating, dude.
Can we open a window?
Yeah, we got that one correct. We might have to crack the other one here soon.
Okay, so that's 17
so
plus
crazy.
17, 24.
24. Marlon, looking around, there are post-it schedules, everything. You do see a bigger binder that looks important because it's like kept in like a glass filing cabinet looking thing. It has a lock on it, but it's something like, again, now that it's not night either, because in the night where you're like, oh, we're just setting you up, it's that also, well, I should probably sleep. Now you can see more clearly there seems to be an official binder because it's marked in like a lot of different like sticky note kind of things. As well as looking around, you are seeing more and more people seem to be appearing in the hallways because you've got about a half hour before the first mass.
Okay, could I...
Oh, frick, we're showing
Do you
the mask.
think Prestidigitation would be able to pick the lock? Or...
Well, it's not entirely what the spell can do.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to prepare a very small tentacle of the deeps and try to pick the lock and pull the binder toward me.
You could use
Go for it.
prestidigitation
Roll
to
me-
make a lockpick.
Yeah, like me. Well, but that's what I'd say is then you can make a sleight of hand to
Exactly.
be able to, like using like I'll make a little pick, I'll make a little thing.
I'm bad at sleight of hand. 14.
14. Beats a DC.
Hey!
These aren't like magical. Like, this is a church building where they are assuming people aren't going to rob them.
Assume.
You assume so. As you to open, pull it forward. This is a logbook of Frollo's appearances. If you want, you don't know how much time you have, so you could start looking through it now, or you could start heading out. Like, I'd say it's enough. Like, you can make another one. It's like one tentacle holds the boat, the other one just starts like going back to the
away.
pipe.
Is there anything about future plans on where he's gonna go?
If you stop and make a quick investigation, start like rifling through, you definitely can. DC. Like,
19 plus 7,
Oh.
26.
Gosh, you're getting a ton. Yeah, quickly looking through future stuff. There is a schedule marked for this morning.
Ooh.
Not, you know, it couldn't be for like what, because you know that dude just went off to plan this. This is for the 10 o'clock mass for a big opening sermon.
Could I illusionary script
Yeah, I
and
can make it.
make another future scheduling where he's planned to meet in Magentia at the kingdom with Arthur?
Oh. Make a fake name.
Confrontation.
What day? Like, so right now it's the 18th day. Excuse me, is now the 19th. The 19th day of McCannon, the second month. What day? What time? Because the illusionary script would work for that.
Yeah. Do you think I could remember when Arthur said that he was preparing his army, or like when it would be ready by?
Make me a history check.
And you
Just-
know, thank goodness you know to meet Captain with Frollo.
Phoebus Captain. Phoebus Captain.
Eight.
Phoebus, Captain Phoebus.
I just needed to get Frollo to say yes to meeting, and then we were gonna fight him.
You have a feeling he probably is gonna say it. Like he saw you skulking around and did that shit. But
23.
We need another
23.
member to balance this out.
Arthur was preparing armies to leave within the week. So in about 4 days' time, meaning on the 23rd of McCannon, would be like when the Arthur and the armies would be leaving.
And how long does a sending spell last? Like, how long does it take to send?
Sending spell are technically instantaneous.
But it'll just take a long time for them to respond, right?
Yeah, like they don't have to respond immediately. It's something also like if they're sending but magic is preventing or if other things are happening, sending isn't going to give you a message right in the middle of a big battle unless you're specifically asking for it. Like, there's little things.
I have some things to say.
Oh my gosh, you're right! And then we're like, oh my gosh, where is he? We could use sending. And then we have direct lines of communication.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a date for Frollo and his people to meet at the Kingdom of Magencia to preach the word and basically storm the castle of their, basically a religious Viva la Revolution.
Are you planning a January 6th in D&D?
I'm like, is this a full jihad insurrection you're planning?
A January
Or trying to like
6th?
put in the calendar?
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah. It's stuff. There will be checks, but unfortunately it's off screen. But yeah, you can set this. It looks real with illusory script doing all the stuff you're doing. This is in the official booking.
Yeah.
So if not like they actually do it, there's going to be at least a lot of confusion if stuff does come of it.
I will try to later cast sending to King Arthur say, do not send out any of your armies. Keep them here. We will have a great battle.
Great battle. Great.
A great battle.
That would be
It's gonna be
victorious.
great.
be a great battle.
You do this. Yeah. For the record, Nat 13 does not condone attempted coups, insurrection. Like, we've
One
been
more day
Hey,
until
gang, we
the
talked about a lot of
storm.
heavy topics this evening. We promise we're not bad people.
Smash cut to Gusteau, just
You
like
were just
Speak for
crashing into
yourself.
this.
These are wonderful paper towels, just like enjoying himself.
Oh,
We've got
this is
rape,
nice.
insurrection,
We're going to cut as you do this.
Cut again to him giving his old partner a heart attack.
Yeah.
Shoving a burrito.
Gustow's never
the
done
three of
anything
you,
wrong.
combined with Terry and Sully,
That's
have almost made it
Why?
to Notre Dame. It is about a few minutes to 9 o'clock.
How long ago was he zapped out?
This would have been
Oh, yeah.
a half hour if we were given that time, like about 8:30. Like, cause it's a while to walk through the city. I mean, you gotta wait for traffic, you gotta wait for footpaths to open.
I made us stop several times to sample street carts because those
Oh,
are actually
like,
the best food.
There's a
outside of
lot of
restaurants.
street carts in Sumai. This is a big economic city
Why
where
don't you grab 'em on the
everyone's
go?
making stuff.
Exactly.
So
You
there's
grab
a
the
lot to be
food,
like, oh, let's
you
sample
pay for
stuff,
the
let's
food,
look
you
through,
thank
but
the
of course, let's go there. So yes.
It's like walking
Okay.
through.
Yeah.
You
I'll
guys,
walk through.
as you are approaching Notre Dame, though, are going to be, yeah, you made it. Jack Sparrow had left a little before you because he was going down to the docks. He is going to. You see him running back. He makes a bit of a scene as he's running because he's pushing people out of the way,
What's
doing
going
that
on?
like very classic hand run.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
As running up to gentlemen,
Yes.
and gentlemen and monsters.
Yes.
The best of news has occurred.
Tell us.
I found my ship.
You found your butt?
The pearl?
My what? The pearl.
You found the pearl.
Found the pearl.
It is currently in harbor and it is being painted.
I'm terribly sorry they're painting it what?
Ah.
What? You don't mean!
I'm sorry, Hector. You don't have any say to the pearl.
Oh no, I'm not referring to that. Is this the ship they're shipping? I do not care if it's on my
Immediate- yeah.
ship.
Oh shoot! This is the ship they're gonna use.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Didn't you
they've
say
got
that
our
was the
ship.
fastest ship,
The pearl can outrun anything,
even the flying one.
even the flying one.
Oh yes, that was a part of your deal,
Oh,
wasn't
Yeah.
Do you know what they were putting on the boat?
Not at all.
Food,
I only saw the
commodities.
pearl and almost tried to get it, but here's where I need your help. Could I, in fact, hire you fine adventurers to help me?
Yes,
As
we
there's
need
a
to get
lot
our
of
friends first.
Scary things on board the ship.
Well, do you think maybe some of us could go to the temple
I-
and
Don't
Can I
you
cast
know?
locate
You never
creature?
split the party.
Ooh,
Clerics
yes,
in
you
the back
can.
keep the fires still lit party.
locate
Wizard in the middle
creature.
where you can shed some light, and you never let that damn thing out of sight.
Locate creature. Ataspi, what do you want to locate? Alright.
Full song. Don't you know you never split the party?
Let's split the party.
You never let that damn
already
thief
Out
out
of
of sight.
sight.
It's a full song.
That's the sound Nick makes in his sleep as he.
As he
Okay.
snoring his way to help.
Okay,
Yes.
that's going in. That's
This
Jack,
looks like some good time.
I will help you because I believe in helping everybody.
So-
but first, we need to find Nick and Marlin.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah, that's.
Yeah, I need
Can
to know
I
where my
do
dad
twin
is.
spell
Ooh.
to do 2 people
Yes.
location, and then ping both of them?
Because you're basically outside the cathedral. Like, you're within 1,000 feet. Marlin's inside on, like, the first level. Nick's nowhere around here. But you have that
Where
locked
is he?
location of Marlin's in there.
Okay, and then should I just do ascending and then call him out, or
For Nick.
You guys both have sending, right?
Nemo does, Marlin doesn't.
I have a few things to say.
okay? I'm like, hey Nemo, your dad is upstairs, kind of right there.
Then we need to find him.
You can probably send some sending, and then just have him, and then I can send something in
I was gonna say,
Nick.
if you guys walk around, you could be in message, so you don't have to use a 3rd level sending. Like, if you get close enough, you can just
Nemo
like.
doesn't have message.
Oh,
Neither do
yeah.
I.
Yes.
Message is
Marlin,
really
Can I
good.
throw a rock? Marlin, come down.
Yes, but but from here,
First
you're
you
in perfect
pee on
range.
it, then you throw a rock in it.
We're gonna desecrate a church. No, we do not condone. No, you can definitely though sending from here to like get a message to Marlin instantly.
Okay.
So yeah, what would you guys like to say to get to Marlin?
Dad, it's me!
Daddy.
Exclamation point. We're coming up to find you. Stay put?
No, we should get him to come here so we don't have to go through mass.
Tell him we're going to the
Don't
harbor.
do that.
Don't.
Go
We're going
to Harbor.
Yo, Nemo's a
Black
fucking
ship.
idiot.
Pearl.
Black Ship. Pearl.
Because Marlin's heard of the Pearl, you know, when
Yeah.
he's talking with Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what about the big old mass that's gonna happen? I feel like
Big ol'
someone should stay here because.
Marlin can
math.
sending back.
Oh, you're right. Wait,
Oh,
can he?
yeah.
Does he
Yeah.
have?
As part of the spell.
No, it's 2-way. So
Yeah.
you send, and then they can.
It's
Oh,
why I've
one
allowed the sending board, because between the sending stuff, people can talk.
Oh,
You
this
could do
whole
a
time
message
I just
back.
thought that anyone that you had to do sending to also had to have cell.
No, that would ruin the spell. That would suck.
I think we
No,
had
yeah.
to kill Frodo to that thing. Frodo?
Yeah.
No,
Frodo.
Frodo.
That guy.
Frodo
Kill
Baggins.
Frodo.
I can't
I
carry
have
it.
one eye.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Marlin gets this.
Aw, he's riding.
My son's first words.
First written words.
Little pebble like floats into the tank with all
the
this.
etching.
Pearl.
Pearl Harbor.
The pearl butts in the harbor. Yeah.
Dang it, you're giving me
No,
too
yeah,
many.
I definitely know what that means. So I'm gonna send back no exclamation point. Go on ahead. Important stuff. Here. I love you, son.
Oh no, Marlin's
No,
gonna
no,
die.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna.
We learned from
You guys get that. Go on ahead, important stuff. But
Yeah, and then I was gonna send to Nick because I wouldn't know where he is because he didn't come up in my ping, and I'm like, "Yo, where are you?"
yo,
Send back. Help!
We're
hell.
we're going to the harbor to retake the pearl. It's the ship.
let's see. If the target's on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance the message doesn't
Same
arrive.
odds as rolling a 1 on a d20.
Yeah, but I like my percentile. I never get to use them. All right, it works.
Meet us there? Question mark.
Nick,
Any news?
as you are falling through the astral space and time to go into
The scene in SpongeBob
Can I get a
where
head?
Squidward's
I've been falling for 30 minutes!
Yeah, actually, fun fact, Nick, as as you've fallen for, wait, I have to check. Going through the layers, doing my math. Going
Oh,
through.
no, and it's 7 layers.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's been almost a half hour of you just like falling through time and space as jumping big layers takes real
This
time.
looks like a good time to take a nap.
And as you go, little paper appears. You've got enough pass. Quick hands grab it before it leaves. So yeah, what do you say, Mike?
It's like, where are you? We found Merlin going to the harbor to take the boat. It's the ship.
The pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the pearl.
Any news? Like, find anything?
Find anything? Yes. You feel, and Mike, I will say, yeah, you feel your sending go deeper than usual. It's that, whoa, that was supposed to magically just kind of travel, and it just,
That was.
Changed planes.
yeah, like,
Wait, would it bring in memories of how he sent to Monstropolis?
yeah, I mean, it's that, yeah, like, it's that, oh, that went planar, not just distance.
Hey
Is
guys.
that gonna be an extra charge?
Well, what's wrong? Where's
What's the surcharge?
Yeah.
Nick, what would you like to say back? Good lord. You just said,
No, just
Hell,
hell.
yeah, I'll send it to you. Because I wouldn't have said this yet, because I don't know yet.
All I could think.
Also, I was sent here at like 6, 7 in the morning is when I was.
yeah.
Yeah.
All I could think of is just hell. Pete.
Help.
All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
So you're falling through the astral etherealness.
So I'm probably not gonna say anything yet. I don't think it got to me yet, probably.
I'm gonna say for sake of this session, I'll allow it. It's more like, yeah, it definitely would have arrived like before you make it there, and you send it off before you appear where you're going.
Here's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Oh,
I think we might have made a mistake.
May have messed up.
I
Too big.
am enjoying my new set of
There you go.
cutlery.
that's what I wrote down.
I need
So,
to buy
wait,
magic
from now
armor.
on, Logan's not going to come to the Wednesday sessions?
Well,
Depends on how
Depends-
fast
it
it
depends what
happens.
happens on Saturday.
It's they're in the middle encounter, and
I'm
yes,
doing speed run
They-
tactics.
If they have
for
high level
speed.
magic, they could
they
just
have
teleport.
wizards and bards and people that might be able to help.
They could just
Teleportation
teleport you
circle.
back.
Just
Yeah,
hashtag
right.
plane shit.
I just need to survive the fight.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta survive everything.
Survive.
Mike, you get this
Seriously,
back.
current objective: survive.
Burning. The paper is burning when you get it out of like insane magic coming back to you. Sadly, in 7th layer, Temple of Hera Artemis in danger.
Hera, comma
Comma.
Artemis.
Lots baddies under temple. Frollo is up, left stairs, down hall. Fight
was
Frollo
right.
at 8. But yeah, yes, this is what you're able to write as you're like, no. Go, did it make it? You
very,
don't know.
very punctual.
me as player, like, what about that mind reading thing?
He's a spellcaster. Detect thoughts.
Facilier could do it.
Oh, I should have said he knows.
Because he
to-
knows we're here. He knows he's there.
You guys have another.
Wait, does
knows.
Frollo know I'm here?
And I know that he knows.
No one knows you're there, Marlon. You are.
Surely you can send another
honestly just
sending
a
because you'd be
fish.
like, huh? And then do it again.
Well, it depends. It is spell slots. And if you're running down to the Pearl and have a meeting with Frollo at 8,
Oh my
you
gosh,
guys
I
are
messed
packing-
up.
You guys have a pretty
Why
packed
did
day.
you stop those women?
Another misplay.
Guys.
So Jack, I think
Well, you can assume that Frollo was the one that sent me.
I'm ready to go to the dock.
Shall we head to the docks, my friend?
Hold on, is there a way that we can make it to the docks, find more information, possibly save the Pearl, and get back in time for a good old butt beating?
Oh, fun fact, to
And I
get to
don't
the
mean
docks, even walking, it's only going to be like a 2-hour trip through the city. Like, yeah, it's a bit of walking, but like, what? So then you're going from about, like, right now it's about that 9:30 hour.
We can
Get there by 11:30, and you just would have to be leaving by 6. And so it's like, unless you're somehow an encounter that lasts rounds upon rounds
Okay.
upon rounds upon rounds,
Mom's going.
who knows what
I'm
happens.
just going
I
to.
kind of just like look at the note and I'm like, well, Nick's gone. I'm like, I read it out loud and I'm like,
I guess he's in the 7th layer of hell, and he won't be coming back for a while, and yes, he scheduled a fight with Frollo at 8.
Let's
very
get going to the
fast.
harbor then and get ready.
Oh, ready for this? This is what's
Hold on,
great.
I'm just
On
happy
the
to
way
see
to
all
the
the
harbor.
butts at the port.
On the way to the harbor.
Well, we might as well go to the harbor, and then...
On the way. Main thing that I was looking at, I'm looking at spending
can't
my
reckon
gold
and
as
say
being
we
like
did.
on the way, look at shop.
Here's what's gonna happen before you really get underway. You can start going.
Mhm.
Something big is happening
Oh, no.
based
Oh.
off of other parties'
Wait a minute.
actions.
Uh-oh. This mannequin's got human flesh and bone. Wait a minute. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's happening.
Chat, help us.
Don't follow. That's all we ask. Don't follow.
Dude, we're so screwed. This is fun.
Actually, I think
Can I
honest-
pray to
it would
chat?
be like super dramatic if I still had the level of exhaustion. I just want my luckies back.
No, you're getting a full on rate. Like, it
Okay.
takes a while. Again, we don't know. Even
It's
though
gonna
you're
take
coming back to this
12
party,
hours
it's
to
when you
go
get
to the
back.
7th layer.
Yes.
Oh.
Time moves differently in hell. As you guys start walking, I need everyone to make me dexterity saving
Gosh.
throws.
That's a 19.
Yo, well done. I'll even let you know, it's a DC 15. It's not like a terrible dex, but something is happening that could.
I don't avoid it on purpose. It's just
15.
a gust of wind pushes me.
15.
Nemo got a 5.
Ooh,
17.
17. Those with legs are doing fine. Oh yeah,
Wait,
Terry,
He's able-ish.
Jack.
Nemo was in my hat. Nemo was in my hat.
Oh yeah, I'll say Nemo was in the hat. Like,
Hold on, dear light.
the ground below shakes. You see Jack just. Oh, she's some day drinking, really.
I
and
should.
you.
slowly just. That was big. All of you. The ground rumbles again.
Is there a dragon in Sumani?
All of you make me some sort of history check.
It
based
could-
on-
Could memories from a past life apply? Or is this-
unfortunately, no, because it's something that your memories wouldn't help
17.
with.
But this is something Keen might help with.
No, Key Mind's only in a
This was
month.
past a month. Oh no!
A 10.
That one!
No.
7.
7.
So I know what's going on, maybe.
What do you still get?
17.
17.
Same here.
Gusto happened once in your restaurant. You remember it distinctly because it totally wrecked everything. All the gelatins weren't set.
That's hilarious.
It just jiggles and they just slosh.
An earthquake is currently happening.
Oh,
Because
that's
this
not
is
too
more than
bad.
just centered. This is the flint itself, or the ground itself. Chat is thinking it's someone else.
Could Nemo
Flynn!
make an Arcana check to see where the earthquake's coming from?
Here's what I'll say. The earthquake, all of you can feel is seems centered everywhere.
The gates of
The
hell are-
ground shakes. All of you see immediate panic. Marlin, in the office, you suddenly see all the water in your bowl go, and you feel a little gyroscopic movement of just that, what? As vroom, the ground and everything shakes, cracks. You see buildings, cracks run up the sides. All of you feel then the ground stop. People are panicking around you. Everyone's starting to talk everything. Jack got a wildly good roll, which is important for you. But Terry's actually the one that's going to help you with his NPC knowledge.
Yay!
I just see Jack just. That wasn't very good.
I agree.
What's happening? You see Terry just. Hey, gang? Does anyone know what happens to water when the ground shakes?
Oh,
We need to get to the ship right now.
Get to the flying ship now! Book
Which
it,
ship
book
are you? Are you going to the Pearl at the docks, or are you going to your ship? which is
Flying
our
because
ship?
the pearl will not be
Well,
saved by
wait,
tsunami.
wait. I don't think we have 2 hours.
You don't have to.
Nemo has the same thing that Marlin does. He can cast Well of Water and has a swimming speed that's pretty fast.
Oh yes, he does.
Wait, your
Chad's
dad.
going,
and I can
past
swim-
Sumani City, got me there. I'm like, yeah, a little bit.
Your
Oh,
dad.
that's funny.
Your dad.
It's actually not what the city's named after at all, but yeah.
Wait, your dad. He's in an office building.
Uh,
Is
closer,
Sumani
like,
city.
The cathedral's close. Again, you guys know, again, from where you're at now to get to your boat, it's going to take you a half hour to get to your ship.
So,
Jack.
could I use another sending to just, hey yo, Phoebus,
Yes.
and who you're still on the boat?
It's going to cut out a lot of time for it, but yes, they can help get the boat to you guys.
There's
Get
a
your
tsunami
ship-
coming. We need to get off the ground.
Are there tall buildings nearby?
Pretty tall buildings.
Nemo
We
could
need
swim
to
through the tsunami though.
climb to the top of one of these things so the ship can pick us up.
I would tell you, Nemo, there's no swimming through the tsunami.
Yeah,
The
I
water
guess
moves
that's
too fast.
Hold on.
Oh, your dad.
Is there a department store that's really tall that's nearby?
Yeah, there's a ton of buildings. I mean, take your
Sweet,
pick.
I'm looking for magic armor. I grab it, drop
Oh,
it. Like, think about it.
you just want to loot?
No, I have money!
Oh, no one's gonna take business right now. Everyone's panicking. It's like an earthquake here. That's bad.
As we're just running.
Wait, how many people in this
Guys,
town
what's a
know
tsunami?
shape water?
Earth shake. Water gets high, starts small in the ocean, but grows and grows and grows until it
check-
collapses. Building.
Giant water wave.
Very bad.
Sorry.
Wait, Patrick, this picture saved our lives.
Wait a minute. Could I loot something?
You guys, I will give you this. The ship now is cutting out what would be 30 minutes, 5 minutes. The ship is fast. It's a fast moon ship through the air. So you got 5 minutes. You would have, though, 5 minutes of getting to the top of the building or doing something and then still trying to get to the top of the building.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm made out of cardboard. I'm gonna just go.
If
in
the
there.
building's something
Oh,
like a
wait a minute.
Macy's, then I'll grab it along the way.
My
'Cause-
clairvoyance, is that something that needs to be taken care of
Oh,
during
yes, yes,
this
yes.
earthquake with the ship?
Your clairvoyance, is something that, invisible sensor. No, so the whole time the clairvoyance didn't get anything, like nothing tried for the ship. Yes.
Okay.
That's something just immediately, like, it never hit off, so like, okay, we should be okay with any sensors. Which actually clairvoyance does give a lot. So you know, like, no one tried to look at the ship, no one tried to get in. There's a lot of good sensors
Yeah.
from clairvoyance. There's 3 buildings right now. One seems to be more factory-esque. One seems to be a little shopping center. One seems to be an office space.
Shopping center.
I'm going shopping center because
Well,
I do have a magic weapon. I
The
don't have
factory
magic
might seem
armor.
to be the tallest though. We could have
The
it
office
fly.
building would be the tallest.
Office building.
I don't want to get stuck in stairwells going up for like 20 minutes, where a shopping center might only be 2 or 3 levels, and it would be a big, wide top.
I'm just worried that the tidal wave might be super tall.
Shopping center, we don't need to worry about
I mean,
that.
we're
The ship's
deep
on its way in 5
city,
minutes.
and I think we have 5 minutes.
Yeah. Shopping
I'm
center,
gonna- I'm
go.
gonna make your roll. Sorry, we need to do this.
What was Sumani named after?
Hero.
Just random history. Gem mining facility from Sumani mean gem or beautiful. This used to be an old dwarven like mining things. It's where Sumani then when established they have their sewer systems for stuff because they used to be old tunnels that they refurbished. Whole thing. But yeah, I realized well after to go. Hey, wait, Sumani, fine water. Sumani. Clever. Didn't think of it. So yes, you guys see though, that number divided by. Ooh, that's not good for you. Let me do quick math.
For which of us?
For all of us.
All of us.
You guys see off in the far distance because you can kind of see like water set. It's not perfect, but there is in fact water from where it looked to be has receded.
Just running up.
Chet also is highly encouraging looting.
Yes, I know who's looting that.
It's Tiger Lily.
You guys
Yeah,
could,
I'm looting.
if you guys want to up the department building, give me quick investigation if you want to just take things.
Nemo wouldn't.
Nemo would, because Nemo's a good person.
I need magic armor.
Terry is looting the hell out of it. Sully's doing nothing as Sully doesn't need to loot stuff.
It's a 13.
13. Gusto, a lot of clothing stuff in this store.
19.
19. Barbosa, there seems to be some general like swords that you can find.
I already have magic swords.
Yeah, nothing great.
No weapons.
Mike? Yeah.
I can summon a sword whenever I
So
want.
Terry, oh my gosh,
Yeah, Terry's gonna get buff.
18.
18. Mike, you find big old rack of potions.
Oh.
I will say, you won't have time to like stop and look though, because again, this is like really. Ooh, you can grab 5. You don't know what they do.
Okay.
Because unfortunately the labels are in display, but it's just that like whoop, grab. Terry, you guys see eventually like links back again. All of you running through finding the stairs. Terry eventually comes back. You see he's holding a giant bag with a money symbol. Jack runs up as well with 2 bags, and I'm just like, oh, we just went for cash.
Is Terry still wearing the Mr. Incredible armor?
He is in fact
Yes!
wearing
Mr.
the
Incredible
Do people
looting!
mistake him as Mr. Incredible?
He made some pretty good stealth. He and Jack like stealth went
Stealth
like,
and armor?
because they were like, oh, we want to loot,
Terry's
but
a
we're
god.
gonna like steal. Because it's like if you went for money, it's a stealth check involved. Just grabbing like items like potions,
I just
if
need
there were swords,
armor.
clothes.
I can summon whatever weapon I
Armor
want.
was not close enough where you guys ran up through. You guys make it to the top of the building. About 4 minutes in, the ship is going to come. Phoebus piloting for you.
Did Marlon?
Marlon's just still at the temple. At this point, he's probably just going down to the mass, kind of stealthily.
Marlon, as you're coming in, you see a lot of people are entering it fast. Nothing that like stampede, but a lot of people are coming in. You see a lot of people come on this way, come into the pews. Everyone coming in. Marlon, yeah. Why are people running in right before the planned big sermon?
Oh, okay.
You see a lot of people
Soul
coming in.
energy.
You need to get out of there.
Marlon would like to
Formidable alchemist.
make a, I guess,
The philosopher's
insight check on the people, on why they're coming in.
Yes. Inside check. It's not terrible DC, but there's stuff you can get going.
Inside. That's 19.
19. Marlon, people are talking about a Sumani coming towards the city.
Sumani.
Sumani coming to Sumani. Haha. As you're coming in, it's the crap. This is all happening, and on a 19, it's also that they're coming in for this. They wanted people in here as well.
Could I maybe can make that connection at the okay?
If you as a player can make, it's that. Oh no, that's not metagaming at all. That's oh gosh, that's a lot of people coming into the church right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to, I guess, hold my action until the tidal wave comes in. Break out of my orb, cast thaumaturgy, have all my tentacles go out, and them imagining me causing this tsunami.
Ooh.
But they're still gonna die.
At least they'll be
Here's what you
converted
get.
to Davy
Marlon,
Jones.
you can see
That's
there's
fair.
enough of like a wall,
Hazel's
shall I say,
faultless.
that like you could use this mine because again, it's that once they think enough people are in, or like as many as they can, they are gonna try to like block the wall basically, or like barricade these big doors and these secondary doors so that no water gets
I don't
in.
think it's that big of an area.
Okay, so, just in the case that it does come in, I want to be as big as I can, and not to scare them. I want to cast thaumaturgy to have them think I'm a hero, and cast Destroy Water on any water that comes in.
Oh, that's clever. Destroy water.
Create or destroy.
Yeah, just like taking a first level spell and just continue like boof, 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 stopping the water as it comes in.
Worship Davy Jones. Da-da-da.
We will get to that.
Marlon.
Yes, as you get ready for this. You guys are on the ship. The ship is now rising up. You see a lot of people are going in. A lot of people are going into the building, starting to climb upwards. You see a lot of people, of course, going to the cathedral, as it's not only a natural like barricade tall building, it's a holy place, right? It's not like, oh, let's go get protected.
I thought we were going to the docks.
Yes, as you see, Phoebus is wheeling around. You are heading towards the docks. The ship is fast.
Wait, we're heading to the docks?
Yeah, we gotta get the pearl
pearl.
before it gets
Can we
destroyed.
tow the pearl?
We weren't told anything about this mass plan by anybody.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem. Like
We don't
Marlin,
know.
you know.
I know, but
You're
we know
soloing
Marlin's
it.
in there, and there's a tsunami.
Please, please, David Jones, help me.
So last,
Could you
sorry, just
trade?
Yes.
last time you said that I could not cast Enlarge Reduce on our ship because it is a magical construct. Would the
The ship in a bottle thing.
would the Black Pearl also be a magical? Would that be more of an object than
Raised
a
from the
construct?
dead.
You just call the ship an object? Are you
An
objectifying
object
it?
construct.
Are
What
you
trying to do with this? Are you trying to like?
Could I make
What are
the
you trying to
pearl
do with the
small
ship,
enough
bro?
that we could maybe not ship in a bottle, but that we could get it up and out of the way?
Like towing
just
it.
like steal it.
We have a lot of rope, and we have 20 unseen servants that could throw our ropes down.
And we can tie it up to the mainmast. That way it'll be secure enough.
Here's what I'm
Using the
gonna
pulley
say.
system, making it lighter and not
If he
cause
lets
stress.
it.
I can use Nautilus to help
You
us.
would want, hey Nemo, you're gonna need some diviner, but you're gonna need some more buffed magic to do so. I would
So
say.
yeah, Nemo's going to frantically go inside Tiger Lily's room. Lily.
Lily, help! You, please make me a religion check. You're trying to get enough Gallian rich, something just enough to like, hey, we just need help shrinking what normally shouldn't be able to shrink. Chat, even if you got it, the dice might not. Gods aren't always allowed to help. Is the problem?
I'm sorry, Dad. What is
Could it maybe be with with advantage because Esmeralda will be helping me?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Esmeralda's there.
11.
God's
No,
forsaken us.
God is forsaken us. Oh no. No big power comes in. You're so the shrinking might not work because you need a bigger boost for that.
Okay.
Can I cast both of my slots? Use all of my second level slots for that?
For enlarge reduce.
And could I cast guidance on the unseen servants to pull the boat?
No, we don't need a bullet boat. We
The
can attach it to
target-
some of the battens, then put the end of it to the main hull. Using that, it'll reduce it by 1/3 of
I
its
have an
weight,
idea.
adding a couple more.
See it fall through a portal
Yeah,
in the
right.
sky.
And then reportals through.
Like portal gun?
Here's what I will say.
We don't. The guidance to the unseen servants would be helpful, but using the
The
voice,
guidance
we
would
can
help.
reduce the weight upwards to
The plan is, you've got
130
8
seconds.
minutes. It's already been 5. Here's what's wild.
If we focus
You
on
guys
one
see,
effort.
as you are flying towards the dock, Jack again kind of helping, like pointing, like, okay, go this way, go this way.
Hey.
You are coming through. You see a wall of water has arisen in the distance. Here's what's amazing. You guys are cutting it close. As you are flying over to where the ship is, you see the water wall is coming in. You know it's going to hit in the next, doing the math, about 40 seconds.
Jack.
Like, or once you get there, it's at like less than a minute
have
before the
an
water's gonna
idea.
hit. Yes. Jack. Yes, sir.
Is the Pearl a good enough ship to ride this wave?
Yo! And then we do a cork in the bottle, tie it to the very top of the mast.
Here's
That's
what
what
Jack's gonna say. You see Jack. Can we ride the Pearl through a Simone wave? I think you see he puts on Captain Jack Sparrow.
This has one back.
Could try. Oh, it's full back. Is ready to try this.
You're dead.
I'll go.
Oh lord, I'm
You're
I'm
mad!
not dead.
We've got a problem. There's some nasty beasts on the ship that might be trying to take the Pearl for their own.
What are we
Hey!
gonna do?
I'll tell you what we're going to do,
Is
my
she-
fine fish friend. We're going to ride the Pearl through hell and back. Through
I'm
I'm
with
about
you,
to
Jack.
bug.
As I once was long ago. It's time to
I'm
reforge
like,
those
Terry,
bonds.
you want to captain this one?
It would be an honor, Mike, sir. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yes!
Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.